Hello and welcome to the Bogey Men live from the range of the KPMG Women's Irish Open, brought to you by Sports Direct. Sports Direct are a proud premium partner at this year's KPMG Women's Irish Open. You can shop in-store or online at sportsdirect.com. Golf starts here. So guys, I'm joined by my co-host this week by Amy Condon, PGA Professional out of Links now.
Yes, that's correct. Absolutely, over in Abu Dhabi.
And then we are also joined by Anna Foster. Anna, newly minted Irish professional golfer. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's the last few weeks been?
It's been kind of interesting, very busy, trying to get everything sorted for, I guess, this new career that I'm kind of throwing myself into. But I can't complain. It's been great transition, honestly, and looking forward to this week as well.
So you were in Auburn University there for college over in the States. How's your final year? Because I guess that's the time when you're deciding really whether this is what you want to pursue.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange phase. You're still playing amateur golf, but it's coming to an end or whatever. So you're trying to enjoy it as much as you can, without putting too much pressure on the golf and that sort of thing. But no, I loved it. I can't say a bad thing about it, to be honest.
And so you came back, you ticked off an amateur championship, got your win in Woodbrook. That must have really sealed the deal for you. We're at that point you're turning pro, but getting that win, you must be like, all right, I know we're doing the right thing here.
Yeah, and it was really a nice way to start the summer. Back at home, honestly, all I was trying to use that week for was to build momentum for the women's amateur the following week. So I was able to do that well and then carry that into Portmarnock and play well there as well. So no, it was a very enjoyable month at home, to be honest.
How was that week in Portmarnock? Obviously quarterfinals finish. Happy? What could have been?
No, I was really pleased, to be honest. I had some great matches and had some good wins, and if someone would have said to me quarterfinalist at the start of the week, I would have said 100%, I take that. So just amazing to see all the people out there, all the Irish support, which I'm sure there'll be plenty of this week as well.
And you're an Allen Park member, same as Amy, same as Emma Fleming as well as in the field this week. So you get a lot of support from the club and from the membership.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've always had so much support over the years through different things, and the kind of junior club there is really strong and trying to involve more juniors in any way they can. And I think it's shown in myself and Emma being able to kind of come through the entire way, and we've known each other for far too long. So it's kind of funny to be playing practice rounds here this week.
Amy's been telling me a few stories about what you're like in the club. Amy, you've seen Anna and Emma as well, so you've grown up and playing a lot of golf.
Absolutely.
Tell me about their games. Tell me about Anna, if this starts first.
One of the most tidiest players, I think. I actually think we played against one another in Senior Cup. I was representing Newlands. That's before I started the PGA. And I think it went down, was it 17 or 18?
Yeah, maybe.
That was honestly the hardest match of my life. And I remember Peter Morgan and my coach at the time, Carl O'Donnell, were having bets over who would win. And the better player won anyways at the end of the day. But that was honestly, I was even back then, your golf was still, incredible. And you've always represented Allen Park incredibly well. And everyone in Allen Park is so proud of you as well. So fair play.
Thanks.
What was the decision making process like for turning pro? Did you sit down with your family, your team, as the phrase goes, and have a conversation with them?
I think it was fairly known ever since I went to college in the States that the kind of next kind of step in that progression would be turning pro. So it had always been kind of in the back of my mind. And obviously there are some days where you're oh, I never want to do this as a career, this is so awful. But obviously the highs are so high, so it's just so addictive, playing well and competing at a high level, that I feel I'm in a position where if I don't try this, it's so stupid. So I'm just trying to enjoy it as much as I can and not think about it any differently as if I were playing an amateur event. So everyone in my team, my family and coaches and everything have been so supportive and encouraging. So it made complete and total sense, to be honest.
You're just back from the States from LPGA Q Series pre-qualifying. What was that experience like?
I found it like kind of really insightful, just learning about like obviously it's on 3 different courses. You're trying to like learn all the courses, and you know it's quite an like emotionally intense week. Everyone there is at the same exact position. Doesn't matter kind of what you've like done before or anything. It's kind of all about just like surviving the week, I guess. And I thought it was a great experience for me just to learn about like what it's like kind of mentally, and kind of just learn the courses as well. So yeah, like even though I didn't get through, it was still like really kind of a good experience.
People that may not know the ins and outs of qualifying for the LPGA, there's a number of stages. There's pre-qualifying, qualifying, and then final stage.
Yes.
Is there 7 rounds? Is there for pre-qualifying?
So this week just gone, it was 3 rounds and then a cut and then another round and then another cut. So you are playing 3 different courses. So you have to do 3 separate practice rounds and then like your 3 rounds, obviously. So it's a lot of golf before you even start the turn. It's like a tournament, I guess. Like, so it's about kind of like preserving energy as much as you can, even though we're in like golf carts, it's still like 40 plus degrees. So you're just really trying to use your time wisely. And, you know, you think you should be practicing, but like it's kind of counterproductive at times. But no, it was all just good learning, to be honest.
Yeah. And then you talk about getting to know golf courses. This is obviously a golf course that you know very, very well. You're back here at Carton House for the KPMG Women's Irish Open. You must be very comfortable here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we've been coming to have our like Golf Ireland training days here since we're kind of 14, 15. So I really love the courses out here. Both the courses, like we have had so much time out here. Like no, it's like perfect, really.
Yeah, you just got back on Thursday, you're saying. So how's the jet lag?
It's fine, honestly. I had a long travel day Saturday night, getting here Sunday night. So I was so exhausted. I think I had no jet lag, which is great, to be honest. No, I feel good, ready to go, to be honest. Yeah.
And nice to be sleeping in your own bed, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, definitely. Sleeping in my own bed, having meals cooked for me, being able to have the dogs at home. Oh,
there's so, no place like home.
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah.
And then having like this week here, obviously National Open, it's your first National Open as a professional. I imagine all the club membership and family and friends been getting in touch, and probably a good few people following you over the next few days.
Yeah, I would say so. A lot of Elm Park support and friends and family and that sort of thing, which it's so nice to have, and have people kind of cheering for you. And even when the golf might not be going so well, they're still like encouraging.
They're still in your corner.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's no downside to it, to be honest.
Listen, we might let you head off, get back to practice. You said you've got a practice round at 12:30,
yeah,
so
lovely.
We don't want to take up too much of your time, but thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. So I was on the golf course there yesterday, and I joined Hannah Gregg on the 4th hole, who's going to talk us through how you get around the par 5.
My caddy at the KPMG Irish Women's Open. We've got hole 4 here, 494 yards up the hill.
We're getting on in 2, right?
Let's try.
Okay. All right, so we got about 200 to carry these first bunkers, so that's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
The line is kind of just absolutely center of these first ones.
Okay.
You're not going to reach the bunkers you see behind it because it's 260. So just pick a good target here in the middle of these first couple of bunkers and just rip it.
The wind helping?
It is helping a little bit, helping from right to left.
Okay.
So it will help you. Beauty. All week, baby. Hold on.
Need a big hop.
That's all caddying. You see? How confident are you
What
going to
a
be after
caddy.
all that information, right? You got 240 to the front. It's a front pin, so I say we get aggressive with it. Even if you hit it in the bunker there, it's not that difficult up and down.
We send it.
Yeah, let's just send it. So the shot is up to the right bunker. So you don't, we need to avoid the first bunker on the left-hand side.
It looks like everything kicks this way. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I like it. You don't want to go too far right of the right bunker because you got the fescue coming in.
Just at their bags.
Yeah, look, just at the bags are good.
Little tug.
Sit. Not too much here. This is, you can just kind of hit a stock one here. This is why you play practice rounds. This is not where you want to be. Okay, 42 yards. Yeah, it's just use a 55. You got it. Oh, what a shot.
Run. We
No.
take it and we run.
What a shot that
I
was.
will take that any day of the week.
Nice. Come on, pro.
Woo.
Well done. I'll rake it for you. Don't worry about
Thank
it.
you. It's a quick one.
Quick going, significantly right, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no! Wow, that hurt me.
That was quick, wasn't
That
it?
was looking good though.
Good effort. Nice. Well done.
Center. All right, good job. You keep your job this
I
week.
keep my job.
All right, guys, don't forget to check out the live stream from the range this week at the KPMG Irish Women's Open.
So, yeah. Ooh, okay, microphone be helpful. Yeah, so great to have Anna Foster there on the show.
Super.
So we're just going to run through basically what we're going to have on for the Live from the Range show today. So as you can see, we have a little bit of rain, but that shouldn't dampen the spirits or the production really from that side. It's not too bad at the moment. And then we have live interviews. We got Kate Lanigan coming up in a little bit. Obviously, she played in the Arnold Palmer Cup. She
did.
played in the Women's Amateur in Portmarnock as well. So she's obviously one of Ireland's great amateur talents. She's played in this event 2 or 3 times at this point.
Yeah.
We also going to be joined by Liam McCool, who's director of golf here at Carton House, and he's going to be chatting to us about essentially just all the ins and outs and the what goes on behind the scenes for hosting a tour event like this. And then Amy Taylor from the UK, obviously winner of the Italian Open, she's going to be on the show as well. Have a chat about why from a tour perspective, the Irish Open is actually one of their favorite events. I actually think stop playing it. So there we go. You're gonna risk the hair a little bit. Okay?
I will. I'll
Okay.
risk it just for the broadcast, Jonny.
So talk to me quickly about the 13 Irish that we have in the field.
I think it's such an incredible representation of, you know, our Irish women and, you know, and how they're playing golf and representing Ireland itself. It's just incredible. I think as well, it's incredible to have such women who are fantastic role models as well for growing the game, especially trying to get, you know, women, not just young girls into golf, but everybody across the board. I think it's definitely capturing some interest, and the game is definitely has grown within the last, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess top of mind of that from a professional side is obviously Leon Maguire. She's the first Irish winner on the LPGA Tour.
She is.
Recently the first Irish winner on the Ladies European Tour as well. She has the chance to secure her second LET title this week.
She does.
She's been in the hunt both years. It's been down in Dromoland for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
You can see it's kind of like we had this conversation whenever like Rory and Shane are playing the Irish Open.
exactly.
This is their 5th major, and for the women, I guess this is their 6th major.
Yeah.
And you can just see that like, it means so much more for her to perform at home and in front of an
Massively,
Irish
yeah,
crowd.
100%. I think it's as well when it's definitely on your home soil. It means 10. It just means so much more.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like. We talk to some of the younger players who are in the field here, some of the younger Irish players like your Emma Flemings or Olivia Costello or like Roisin Scala and Kate Dillon.
Yeah.
All of them refer to Leona because obviously a lot of them grew up watching her. They're a couple of years younger than her, seeing her now winning across multiple tours. It's great to see like the fruits and the fruition of that.
Absolutely.
Come to terms where you see like Leona still competing. Obviously she's 28, 29.
Yeah.
But you're seeing like the next generation of players coming through, and like it's pretty good to see from an Irish perspective. You see Neil Manship out there with loads of them.
Absolutely,
And,
yeah.
It's all very, very positive. Next to that, then we have Lauren Walsh. She's a touring professional from Carton House now, so she had a very impressive rookie year.
She did incredible. You know, it just goes to show you when you put in the hard work, you get the results. And Lauren is an absolute, all the girls are, but Lauren is a fantastic example of that.
She's had 4 top 10s in 16 starts in her rookie year. She's third currently in the Rookie of the Year standings, and like actually very, very impressively 14th in the order of merit in the entire race.
It's so impressive.
Which I mean, like for your first year out, very impressive.
Absolutely. And again, you know, I suppose these girls are all just a credit to when you put in the hard work, it just goes to show you can achieve the results. And Lauren Walsh has definitely done that this year.
Yeah, she definitely seems to have taken to professional life very well. She
has.
She's obviously done very, very well at the amateur stage, winning national championships with Wake Forest. So it's just like similar to what Anna was talking about there a few moments ago. Like, although you park your amateur career and like your achievements there, as good as they are, don't necessarily mean or stand to anything when it comes to teeing it up here this week.
Exactly.
But you take so much learnings from that.
Absolutely. And like as well, when you're in the positions like these girls, you know, it just helps them build a much stronger mindset and everything else, you know. But it just goes to show you that like the hard work, it doesn't stop.
No,
especially when you turn pro, you just have to keep grinding at it.
If anything, it gets harder. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, you're not that you feel like you're back to square one. Obviously not, but it's a new slate. You know.
Yeah, big time.
So it's great.
Yeah, and then I'm talking about professionals. Olivia Mahaffey, she's returning for her second KPMG.
She is
Women's
indeed.
Irish
I'm
Open.
actually really looking forward to seeing her. Actually, it's been ages.
Yeah, no, she's had a pretty solid year. So this one's obviously like she was a poster child basically for this event a couple of years ago.
really was, wasn't she?
So you hope that she's gonna perform this week and it'll stand to her. Hopefully, like, you know, the limelight's not necessarily on her as much.
Of course,
that's kind of a nice one for a lot of the Irish players. They can come in under the radar a little bit because Leona takes so much of that spotlight.
But I think as well, like Anna mentioned, you know, they all know this course so well off the back of their hands. They kind of they are at a massive advantage
for sure, you
know, compared to the other players who might be international. You know, whereas I think the girls here, who knows what could happen. I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. I think talking about the golf course briefly.
Yes.
What do you know about the course itself?
Oh, I love the O'Meara. I absolutely adore it. There's just something so special about it. You definitely have to articulate your way around, say, for instance, in comparison to the Montgomery.
What do you mean articulate your way around?
As in, you know, you have to be on certain sides of the fairways. You don't want to be, say, for instance, beneath the hole on some greens or beneath the flag on some greens. And you just kind of have to really, I suppose, just respect the golf course more than anything, you know. I always find the O'Meara like there's something really, really special about it, you know. I think it's a fantastic golf course. That
stretch in particular, kind of 14, 15, 16, when you kind of get down around the river, go into that valley.
Stunning.
The 2 par 3s and the par 5 is a lovely, lovely segment of the golf course.
Massively, yeah.
It's very nice. The 2 par 3s in particular are tough, but the one thing that a few players have said to me when I walked the course yesterday was the par 5s, very few of them are reachable in 2.
They are quite long.
It's a long course, and it's even a long enough walk between green to tee as well.
There is indeed, yeah. I think as well with the par 5s, you just, like, by all means, like, I'm sure some of the players are going to do their best to try and get it in 2, but, you know, if it takes 3, then just take it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to put the umbrella back up here for a minute.
I was thinking.
I can see you stressing.
All for the hair.
And then talking about professional golfers and kind of the newly minted professional golfers, obviously Anna Foster has won, but Annabelle Wilson from Castle Rock Golf Club, she's also turned pro this week. And I guess it's a great week for them to turn professional because, like we're saying, you know, the golf course, it's a good chance.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like a good result here can get you a few more starts in the tours for the rest of the season. So it's kind of the ideal start for a lot of the players. And it'll be really interesting to see how Annabelle and Anna Foster both get on not only this week but kind of just the week on,
Absolutely.
or the years to come as well.
Going forwards, 100%.
Yeah. Moving on to the amateur side.
Mm-hmm.
So then Irish internationals Kate Lanigan, Olivia Costello and Aideen Walsh are going to return to the event for I think Aideen, this will be her third time teaming up, and Kate's as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be Olivia's second time teaming up in this event. Aideen, obviously, she's a member of Dramone. She was there for the last 2 years. Kate Lanigan's a member here in Carton House as well. So again, that's the lovely thing about the fact that Golf Ireland Academy is just up the road as well. They all know this place so well. It's very, very comforting. And I guess also seeing so many Irish players, it's probably more comfortable again.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's also as well from a spectator point of view too, just it's so nice seeing Golf Ireland and seeing such a heavy presence of the girls also.
Yeah. We're going to be doing this all day.
Up, down.
Up and down.
But yeah, I just think it's nice to have such a strong Irish female presence as well here at the KPMG Irish Women's Open, you know?
Yeah, and it's spread across a nice number of a nice variety of players as well, like age groups as well, because then you've got the likes of like Roisin Scanlon and Kate Dillon. I was talking to Kate yesterday. She's like, it's meant to be back in school for the first week here, but you know, I've taken the week off.
Got to ditch school just for this.
Like,
oh
what
my
a good
God.
reason to skip school. And then Anna Abom, obviously the third, and Kenise Green, who just won the AIG Women's Irish Close in Roscommon. So all four of those are making their debuts at this event, which, I mean, from an Irish side, you're just prepping and preparing the next generation for players.
Absolutely.
It's very important because obviously, like, we didn't have an Irish Open for 10 years. So there's like a whole generation or two maybe of players that just never got to experience playing in this event.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leona was saying she's never played in this. She'd been to it as a kid. She never played in the Irish Open, but it's just mad the way it works out.
Absolutely, 100%. And I think as well from an amateur standpoint of view, like this is it's a great display of, say for instance for, you know, the younger ones as well, absolutely. Kind of working up the ranks to say, just to show them that, like, yes, this could be you also.
For sure.
You know?
I'm sure like Lauren and Olivia and a few of us have been playing practice rounds together. I know that.
Yeah.
Anna, Aideen and Emma Fleming were playing in practice round yesterday. A few of them were playing today, and it's just kind of shared knowledge, which is massive. And I mean, 13 Irish in a field of 156 is
crazy.
Pretty good turnout.
It is absolutely. It's brilliant.
What we might get into just after a quick ad break here is we're going to have a chat about. It's a tough game to play. It's not a very fair game to play, but low arm. Myself and Michael played this last year. I got it wrong. I backed Anya Donegan. He backed Sarah Byrne. He got it right. And then Sarah's family just won't let me let it down. So anytime I see them, they're like, "Oh yeah, thanks for."
Remember that time you went against us?
Yeah. So we'll be back with that and a little bit of a discussion about Solheim Cup and the squad being picked just after this break.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometre electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf stars here.
You're honestly incredibly calm.
So welcome back, and as you mentioned there, we will be talking about which Irish amateurs we're going to back for low amateur for this week. I'm going to throw it to you first because you're the guest, you're the co-host. I'll give you first dibs.
Okay. I have to say, Kate Fleming, like.
You mean Emma Fleming?
Emma Fleming, sorry. Sorry.
You were just saying during the outbreak, you think you've settled the nerves now.
Emma Fleming, I just think, just from seeing her play in Allen Park and everything else, I think she's definitely my pick now for the lowest amateur score, 100%.
Okay, I'm going to go with Kate Lanigan, who you almost chose there, but yeah, Kate Lanigan for my money. She has just set her year as well. Also won the R&A Student Series, the Order of Merit, that side of things. Won on the actual series as well over in Italy, I'm pretty sure it was. So she played in the Arnold Palmer Cup, played in the Women's Amateur. So yeah, for my money, it's going to be Kate Lanigan. Sorry, one quick second. I'm just going to try to find. So then, aside from that, then Solheim Cup. The full team was announced on Monday, yesterday afternoon, 4 p.m. And Leon Maguire is going to be playing in her third Solheim Cup now. She has got 75% success rate win rate when it comes to Solheim Cup, which I mean is pretty spectacular feat. When she made her rookie debut over in the States there, 5 years ago now at this point.
It is.
Winning 4.5 points out of 5 was just pretty phenomenal. Team Europe are looking to win their third consecutive trophy. They're heading over to the States, heading over to the Robert Trent Jones Club over in Virginia. If I was the Americans, I'd be pretty concerned.
I would be too, especially with how they played last year. Like, oh my God, when I say I was glued to it, it was just the most incredible golf played over the couple of days. And, I think especially with Leona, like she just excelled last year in Solheim, and she did incredible. They all did. It was brilliant to watch.
Yeah,
it really, really was. It was so exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, the team's very similar. What we'll do now is obviously there's a couple of omissions. There's one or two rookies. There's two rookies, and then a couple of people who just missed out. Obviously, Caroline Headwall is probably the most notable one. She'd played very, very well last time out, and again then in 2019, which is the last time that she was on the team. But there's a couple of people that have got in now, and we'll call it like a nice mix between youth and experience as a squad. So starting with Charlie Hull, 28 years old, 10th in the world ranking. This is her 6th. This will be her 7th Solheim Cup appearance. So she was in 2013, 2015, 2017, 19, 21, 23. Very, very consistent.
Incredibly consistent.
And her Solheim Cup record is 12 winning points, 7 losses and 3 ties. And the way that she got into this is obviously, I think there's 4 players that got in through LET points, 4 who got in through world ranking, and then the last 4 were picks. So she got in via her Ladies European Tour points. Esther Hensley, then, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, absolutely. She's 25 years of age. She's 29th in the world ranking. This is her debut, and she got in with the Ladies European Tour points also. Again, cracking golfer. Doesn't give up. Yeah. Doesn't give up. Like, I just think, especially with a swing like hers, like it's very tidy, very neat. I think she'll do very, very well. Yeah.
She had a very, very good season this year. I think just maybe 2 wins on tour this year, which is, I mean, it's also her rookie year on tour. So that's, you can't really ask for much more from that side. Going from, I guess, we'll go from Esther Hensley to one of the more experienced players on the team. Celine Boudier, she's 30 years of age, 8th in the world rankings, and this will be her 4th Ryder Cup appearance. She was in 2019, 2021, and 2023. She's got a pretty good Solheim Cup record as well.
She does indeed. Fabulous golfer.
Yeah, 5
Fabulous
wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. She got in via the world ranking for the Rolex World Rankings. Obviously, she plays the majority of her golf over on the LPGA tour now. So like you'll see a trend as to who plays on what tour mostly, and then obviously major wins and major points obviously play a role in that. And then Maya Stark.
24 years of age. She's 24th in the world ranking. She's had 1 Solheim Cup appearance back in 2023. And she's just, again, a fabulous player. And, I think she'll, again, like what a super pick as well, for the Solheim. I think we've got an incredibly strong team.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very strong team. Between herself and then Lynn Grant, who they obviously grew up together. They played lots of underage golf and amateur golf as kids, both representing Sweden, obviously. I remember when we was watching the Solheim Cup last year, they were basically saying to the captains, they're like, just put us together.
Absolutely.
Like, we will get the job done. We know what to do. We will deliver the points.
They knew one another's game. They knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to be fair, when the 2 times that they did play together, they both won. So next, obviously, on the list is obviously Lynn Grant, 25 years of age. Slipped down the world rankings a little bit. She got off to a very, very hot start at the start of when she first turned professional, won on the DP World Tour and on the co-sanction event, went over to the LPGA, won over there, and very quickly became one of the top players.
Absolutely.
She's 26th in the world rankings at the moment. This is her 2nd Solheim Cup appearance. Although her Solheim Cup record is 3-2-0. I do remember a few of those losses were very, very tight, and they went down the last hole. That those very easily could have been like a 3-0-2.
Absolutely, 100%.
Or like a 4-1-1. She got in via Rolex rankings, the world rankings, obviously, playing most of her golf over in the States. And then Leona Maguire, take it away.
Again, 29 years of age, is 32 in the world ranking. She's had 2 Solheim Cup appearances back in 2021 and 2023. She's got a Solheim record of 7 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss. And she qualified then by the Rolex rankings. Again, fabulous player. Definitely have very strong and high hopes now for Leona, especially in Solheim.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, when she played her first Solheim Cup, everyone made such a big thing about how, like everyone always does when the Irish play in the Ryder Cup or the Solheim Cup, like just how much amateur golf how much we play, match play, how much we love it as like a culture. So she definitely seems to be buying into or leaning into that stereotype a little
She's
bit.
got a grit though as well, and I feel like as well, just the Irish in general, we are such a competitive nation, and especially when it comes to Leona, like she doesn't give up without a fight. Let me tell you.
She was like walking around like the Terminator.
I know.
Like with the sunglasses on. She's just
she looked the business. Oh my goodness. She's just very impressive. She's definitely one to watch now.
And then Carlotta Saganda. So 34 years of age, current world ranking of 33. This is her 7th Ryder Cup Solheim Cup appearance.
Wow.
Again, she was kind of like the hero of Finca Courtesan when
absolutely
Solheim was there last time, when making that putt to win it. Like it was almost like it was just all teed up for her.
Absolutely. It was meant to be.
She's like painstakingly slow, which is tough. Like on a week-to-week basis on the LPGA, that's really hard to watch.
It is.
But I guess when it comes to match play and the
she got it done though.
Yeah, and there's also, I say, a fair bit of gamesmanship when it comes to like slow playing your players, like playing with Nelly or someone like that who likes to play fast. Like Lilia Vu, we saw it at the Open, the AIG Open. She was playing with like her playing partner was again very, very slow.
Yeah,
Lilia Vu was in the hunt to win the tournament.
That can be hard as well. Like like you said, especially if your playing partner is slow, you have to be very, very careful to not let that affect you and how you play. Then also.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to the match play, it's kind of great.
It is.
Slow play someone, frustrate the hell out of them.
Absolutely, grind their gears.
That's perfect. So her records in Solheim Cup is 11, 8 and 4. So Yeah, very, very impressive. A great win rate, a very, very good strike rate. And she's also
11 wins.
I know, it's wild.
Wow.
That's a lot of wins.
That's strong.
And she qualifies as well through the Rolex rankings. Basically, anyone who would play LPGA regularly is working getting in through these rankings. Madeline Sackstrom, for me, she was not a pick. She was the last person to qualify in, so she had a very good week at the women's open over in St Andrews. 31 years of age, world ranking of 35. This will be her 4th Solheim Cup. For me now, I know that her world ranking is a good bit lower than someone like Anna Norquist or even Georgia Hall at the moment, but she for me, if she didn't automatically qualify in, I don't know if I would have picked her.
I know. But then again, you know, she was picked for a specific reason and everything that goes along with that. I think she'll tie in quite nicely to the team. I think she's a good addition.
Yeah, if she gets paired with a couple of rookies and kind of does what Justin Rose did for the last Ryder Cup with Bob McIntyre and just kind of shepherd someone around.
Yes.
I think she'll do very well. She's a great player. Jack Clark is her caddy Irishman. I don't think if he's listening or if he's watching it, he may not take too kindly to me saying that, but that's just my opinion. Then it comes to the 4 captains' picks. And you take it away with the very first there.
Georgia Hall. Now, I have to say, she has always been one of my idols, especially growing up. 28 years of age, 40th in the world ranking. I think that's a bit harsh.
Yeah.
You know, Solheim Cup appearances. This is going to be her 5th.
Yeah. 5th
appearance for the Solheim Cup, which is fantastic. She's got a record of 8-7-2, and like that, she was a captain's pick. I think Georgia is a fantastic pick personally. I don't know, maybe I'm just having a fangirl moment, but I think she'll do the team very, very proud, and she'll play incredibly well. You know, especially if her and say for instance Leona are paired together. Or even Charlie,
Well, Charlie and Georgia are going to be very, very good friends. Georgia's also in the field today.
She is.
At the KPMG Women's Irish Open. So we could get a good chance to
hopefully
to get up close and just kind of see exactly what.
I'm going to try my best to nab her.
Yeah.
Hi.
Georgia, come on.
What is Amy?
Anna Norquist then. The next to get picked, 37 years of age, world ranking of 66. This will be her 9th Solheim Cup appearance. This is exactly that, just experience.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Her Solheim Cup record is mixed, if we're going to call it. So 15 wins, 13 losses and 3 ties. So it's split right down the middle. But again, if you're talking about just getting a win or getting it done, getting a half point, Anna Norquist is someone that will be able to just... Again, steady the ship, calm someone's nerves or calm a rookie's nerves. It's a plane flying overhead. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get a couple of planes flying overhead here at Carton House. But Anna Norquist is the second captain's pick, and it's very, very strong Swedish contingent. It's a trend throughout Solheim Cup teams over the last few years.
Absolutely, 100%.
Then Emily Pedersen.
She's one of my favorites. Absolutely adore her. Fantastic golf swing, fantastic player. 97th in the world ranking though. I'm kind of a little bit surprised by that, but anyways, it is what it is. Solheim Cup appearances. This is going to be her 4th appearance. Her Solheim Cup record is 5-6-1. Again, captain's pick, but I think again, Emily, she's got that grit, she's got that competitiveness, there's something there with her. You know what I mean? That I've always loved. Watching when she plays.
Well, when the last Solheim was over in the States.
Yeah,
she was one of the. I think she made the winning putt to end it. The funny story about that was I think her caddy at the time was Danielle Kang's boyfriend, and she was playing against Danielle Kang, and it was just
wild
no mix
way.
Of emotions. Yeah, I imagine. Talk about a conflict of interest.
Yeah, absolutely, massively.
But sure, he was delighted. He
got
the win. So
absolutely.
See, I'm sure. again, they're kind of leaning on Emily's experience there. This will be her fourth Solheim Cup. And a decent pick, but again, I agree with you. 97th in the world ranking. I'm sure there's one or two players that probably feel a little hard done by.
I would say so, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then final pick was Albane Venezuela, who's 62 in the world rankings. She's 26 years of age. She's a rookie on the LPGA tour. So, I mean, when it comes to knowns and unknowns, we don't really know anything about her at the moment.
We don't. Hopefully we'll know more.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting. That's kind of, there's two rookies in there, a couple of experienced heads. It'll be a very, very interesting team. It seems like a team that Suzanne Pedersen, she knows these girls very, very well. Obviously, she played alongside them in the last couple of.
She knows how they tick.
Yeah, I mean, she played with them. And then it was 5 years ago when I was over in the States, and then she obviously captained them last time around last year. It's a pity that obviously they're just moving just to 1 year ahead, obviously, so it's just not the conflict with the Ryder Cup. But I'm sure that team would have liked to have their two full years. With the trophy.
100%, absolutely.
Right, we're going to take a quick break after this, but before we get to the break and then we kind of have a chat through about what else we have coming up, I followed the 15th hole with Linnea Johansson and Sophie Brigner, and they took me through how to play the par 5 15th hole.
Hansen.
And my name is Sophie Brigner.
We are here at KPMG Women's Irish Open and we are going to play hole 15.
Shot. Shot.
Oops.
Good putt.
So, welcome back. Yes, that was the 15th hole, the par 5 on the O'Mara course at Carton House. Lovely par 5. That's one of the par 5s that a couple of players were saying, like, unless they move a tee forward, like a good bit, just isn't reachable. Not even worth it.
No, I would just aim to try and get on in 3 and then hopefully make a birdie putt.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the right way to play that hole personally.
Yeah. Just a quick reminder that all of our coverage and our live broadcast today is brought to you by Sports Direct, who are a proud premium partner at this year's KPMG Women's Irish Open. You can shop in-store or online at sportsdirect.com. Golf starts here. So we're going to have a little bit of a chat now about some of the aspects that we're most excited for. Weather seems to have cleared up.
I know.
That was a big one.
There was a bit of sun there. I was excited there for a second.
I was blinded for a second. I was like, geez, this is very sunny. You didn't expect that for August in Ireland.
No, absolutely not. But I'll take this over the weather that we had this morning, though. That was a little bit concerning.
It was a little torrential. It wasn't great.
Panic station's kind of set, but we're okay now.
Yeah, we seem to be. What are you most excited for this week?
I think I'm most excited for, personally, I just can't wait to see, the 13 girls from here. I am just absolutely dying to get out on course and just, witness how they approach some of the holes.
Yeah.
Because again, like, the standard that they're at is just second to none. Also super excited though for the spectator village.
Yeah, it seems very big, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's like live music. You've got the KPMG women's long putt, which is obviously for everybody.
Are you going to enter that, are you? I think that's kind of cheating.
I don't know. Do you know what? With my putting, I don't know if I even get close. Let's be honest. But no, like really excited. And it seems like there's a lovely, even today, there's a fantastic atmosphere around, very family orientated, which is brilliant.
Yeah, no,
you know, because it just goes to show you like events like this are for everybody, whether you play or don't play. Like it's a fantastic day out.
Yeah, it's really good. And you can see, like, if you've been to the KPMG Women's Irish Open over the last couple of years, you'll definitely, like, and you come again this week, you'll see exactly how much the spectator village has grown, and just even the infrastructure around everything has grown.
Yeah,
like it's everything is just scaled up to 11 a little bit more, which is, I mean, there's only one thing that's really down to, and that's like, well, two things really. That's increased sponsorship and partnership,
absolutely,
but then also just like increased number of fans attending these events, which,
absolutely.
I mean, we've seen from, like, I think first year we had about 30,000 or so.
Yeah, 31,000 I think it wasn't
and
it?
then this year they're looking to break the 40,000 mark, which
I hope. I have a feeling they will though. Just once the weather holds up, I think it won't scare too many people away.
From a professional side, so let's take the Irish out of it.
Okay,
right, who are you looking at? Who are you excited to see, excited to follow?
I am so excited to see Anne van Dam. I was talking to you about her earlier on. Like, I am mesmerized by her. I think her swing is just impeccable. I can't say anything good enough. Like, honestly, I swear, I'm just absolutely, you know, from a professional standpoint, just a fantastic player all round, you know, and especially last year, you know, she was fighting tooth and nail, and like displayed an incredible display of golf. You know, definitely one to watch, I'd say, as well. I'd say she's coming back now fighting.
Yeah, I would say, because she was kind of in the hunt early on the first year. It was in Drummond as well, and then faded off a little bit toward the weekend. And then last year, I mean, look, as much as people might say it was unlucky for Anne van Dam, I'm sure Smia Sunderby would say that something different.
I would say
she went out and she won it.
She did.
To be fair, she absolutely did, with like an incredible eagle.
Absolutely.
On the playoff, on
100%.
On the 18th hole, like it's hard.
What
to
a
beat
win!
That. I know.
I will never forget that. Oh my goodness.
But then leading up into that playoff, obviously from Anne van Dam's side, driving back on that buggy, driver catches the rope, snaps. She didn't hit driver when she played it in regulation over the 4 days. Anyway, but even just to have that rattle in your head,
I know.
I think that must rattle you.
Absolutely, 100%. But again, it just goes to show you the type of standard that these players are at, to be able to, you know, somewhat compartmentalize and separate that and be present and in the moment, and not let cases like that affect you. You know. Yeah,
because she hit 3-wood off the tee. All 5 times, I guess, including the playoff, and I still hit her 3-wood further than what Smia hit her driver. So, like, I said this before, I've said this multiple times when it comes to Anne van Dam. Like in the down season and whenever she's not competing, she likes to do Ironmans.
She does. She's incredibly athletic. It's madness.
Yeah,
like, you need to have some stamina and motivation for that. That wouldn't interest me now personally.
No, I mean, no.
I like my girly walks, and that's it. The gym set every now and again.
Yeah, I don't know if Anne van Dam is too fond of a girly walk.
No,
she seems a little bit more intense than that.
She does, absolutely. She means business. And again, like, her work ethic is just second to none. She just blows my mind personally.
I was watching her on the range there for a little bit, and
as was I.
I've heard that she's lovely, and like my interactions with her have been minimal anyway. But because she practices with such an intensity, it's almost like a little scary.
It is.
So
it's a little bit
I don't want to bother
intimidating.
you, but like, it's just like, you know.
No, absolutely. Like, I'd say I stood watching her for about 20 minutes now this morning, and not once did she look up and take a look around the range. It was just, I'm here to practice. I'm here to put the work in, and then, you know, sure, there's plenty looking around to do after, I suppose. But
look around once I've won.
Absolutely. It's like it's evident and it's clear that she's got one goal here. So fingers crossed now she seals the deal.
For my money, I think this is a golf course that will fit her perfectly.
I think so too. Absolutely.
The way that I would describe this, I've had a few people ask me, like, you know, what kind of golf course is it? A first shot golf course? Is it an approach play golf course? For my money, it's a first shot golf course. If you have a little bit more distance off the tee, like Anne Van Dam does to her, and you can place your drive in a particular spot, you're light years ahead of everyone else. The rough is, in parts, it's pretty tough here, but in green sides in particular, it's really tricky. Like, it's all of the grass is going away from the so you're kind of chipping into the grass. But it's like on the fairways, then it just seems to be catching a few of the players, so they've been turning it over when they caught in the rough. But Anne's just so pinpoint accurate with the driver.
She is. She's incredibly accurate, 100%.
So I think that this is like just a perfect setup for her. The only thing that I just don't know how she can handle the conditions. Like, I've not seen her really in tough conditions, and I think that's probably the biggest defense for the golf course this week.
I would say so too. Like, there's a lot of open space as well on the golf course. You know, I suppose there's a lot of tee boxes, say for instance, that would be a little bit lower than the fairways, hidden breaks in the trees. I think the players really do have to be just a little bit more mindful of the conditions. Yeah. And then I think they'll plod themselves around nicely.
And it's a long walk, this golf course. Like, it's from green to tee.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
They're long walks. Which, I mean, I'm not going to say that her Ironman experience is going to come into
I'm
play.
sure she'll be fine.
But like, if it is tough and the conditions do deteriorate, it could very well just become a war of attrition, and so you can just kind of grind it out and hold on for the longest.
Absolutely.
Sure. Maybe at that point she'll lean on her Ironman experience.
Yeah, you never know. Hopefully now it holds up though, and it's something like this for the next couple of days.
Yeah. And then I don't think we can talk about a player that we want to follow and not talk about Georgia Hall.
I know.
Obviously, major champion. Like, she won the Open.
She did.
Like, it's of a lot of the majors to win, particularly on the women's side. The Chevron and the Evian probably get a little bit of slack for not being real majors. But winning the Open, that's a real major. Doesn't matter which way you look.
Incredible. No, 100%. You know, I think if there's one event to win, I'm sure, you know, it would have been that alongside a couple else. 100%.
Yeah. You can see, like, I've seen her kind of walk around, practice a little bit. When you see a certain caliber of player, they do walk around with a little bit of an aura about them, and she has that about her.
She does,
like, proper superstar, which is like really, really good to see. And again, just shows like the strength of the field and strength of the event from both like the KPMG, the sponsorship side, but also just we hear time and time again from a lot of players that the Irish Open is one of the best run events and the biggest events. As you can see behind us, like, there's all the white picket fencing, all the signage.
The attention to detail is just fantastic. You know, even when I was walking in this morning, it's just like you mentioned earlier, it's just gone a level up, which is just brilliant.
And that draws bigger players,
massively,
bigger names,
100%.
Makes more people want to win these events. And I mean, like, talking about the brass tacks of it as well, ignoring the majors and the Aramco events, this is the biggest prize fund on the ladies European Tour.
Yeah, 400,000
€400,000. So, like, it's not an insignificant amount of money.
No, absolutely not.
Getting ready to tee off. She's playing with Anna
she's
Foster.
My low round pick.
Yeah, the two of them going off and getting ready to get their practice round in.
Absolutely. Hopefully now that they'll. I'm rooting for them anyways. I'm probably a little bit biased in that regard.
I want to see if they have a little match or something. Anna. No, she's gone.
She's on her way to the tee. She's in game mode.
Would they? I imagine they play a little bit of a money match or something. Just
I would say so.
Keep the 9 holes interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. But they'll also be working together now in some aspects too. You know, these girls have, like Manna said, they've grown up. They've grown up within the golf club together, so they have that kind of chemistry behind them, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
They're not just, you know, two players. Like, they've a good, solid foundation friendship there as well. So
big time.
I'd say they'll be helping one another out, but also
seeing who can get the leg up.
Exactly, 100%.
Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a quick walk around the driving range, see who we can nab, have a chat with, have a word with here. So we'll be back to you after this ad break.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometre electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Yeah, it's gone now.
So welcome back after the little ad break there. We've now got the wonderful Kate Lanigan here with us, just to have a brief chat.
I had to go get it. I had to go.
You left me by myself.
Talking about Ironmans. Have to run the whole 80 yards.
Get your steps in, it'll be fine.
Kate Lanigan, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
We were chatting there. You played 18 holes, practice round yesterday with the girls. How was that? How's the course playing?
It's lovely. Yeah, they've closed the course there for the last week, so we were eager to get out. I think all the Irish players were on the sheet. Greens are definitely a lot faster. We all tried to get out over the last month, so I think they were maybe slightly protecting the course. The greens are lovely, fairways are lovely. No complaints.
When we were actually just asking this, so we saw Emma and Anna walk past. You said you're going to join them for their back nine.
Yeah.
Will you play like a bit of a match throughout the 9 or the 18 just to keep the juices flowing, or is it a bit more of a collaborative? What did you try in that shot? What do you make of this lie?
Well, yesterday we kind of took it easy. We were just trying to see the course. I'll probably, as I said, join them through 9. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a match going. We usually do maybe a short game shot or a putt every hole. Anna has met her new caddy there for the tournament, so I'm sure they're going to be getting to grips with each other. So very exciting. But yeah, I'm sure we'll have a few games on the side.
How's the year been? I mean, we obviously had you on the podcast previewing the Women's Irish Open beforehand. So a very successful year.
Yes.
Win on the RNA Student Series, win in the Order of Merit, on the Arnold Palmer Cup team. I don't think I've actually properly caught up with you since then, but if you're to grade your year, how's it been so far?
Us golfers are perfectionists. So you said a lot of nice things there, but I suppose I focus on the bad things. No, it was like, I probably won't appreciate the year until it's the depths of winter and I look back.
Sure.
Probably give it a 7 out of 10, 7 or 8 out of 10. Yeah, I had some amazing experiences. As you said there, Palmer Cup was definitely a notch ahead of some of the other things I've achieved. So yeah, been to some amazing courses, met some amazing people, so I can't complain.
Palmer Cup.
Yeah.
He said it was an amazing experience. Obviously, not the results maybe you wanted, but at the same time, a great experience. 4 of the 12 on the international team were Irish, which is fantastic.
Definitely, yeah.
You played some great golf. You were also Ryan Griffin?
Yes, we played. He was stuck with me for the 4-ball and the foursomes.
Stuck with you?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a bit harsh. Okay.
No, we had an amazing 4-ball match. That was probably the highlight. We were playing Zoe Campos and what's his name now? I've forgotten it. He's like world number 4 anyway in the men's side. They're twins. And yeah, Zoe is like, again, she's an automatic Concurs Cup, so she's top 5 in the world. So Ryan is 800 or something and I'm 200. So we definitely were the underdogs, and we went out, had an amazing match. We'd 10 birdies and they were all on different holes. So we dovetailed amazingly.
Oh, very good.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. We really got into it. It was our first match. The crowds were amazing as well on the last. We were last out, so everyone had finished. We came up 17, 18. All the players were there, all the fans, and Ryan held an amazing putt on the last to guarantee the win, because they were probably in for birdie as well. So let out a roar, I think everyone did. So yeah, that was definitely the highlight. And then played the foursomes together. We were pipped on 18, so very competitive matches, which was great. And then played with Sarah in the foursomes as well, which was very exciting. So great week, a lot of golf. Lahinch is amazing for sure.
And the week before that, you played in the women's amateur. You played in Portmarnock.
Yeah,
we were following you there for a few of the days. What was that experience like?
That was lovely as well. I suppose going into it, obviously being a member there and knowing a lot of the people in the club, getting a lot of texts. Everyone means well, but I suppose the pressure builds in your head and everyone's talking about it. So the main thing is you want to get through the stroke play.
Absolutely.
Because everyone talks about the match play, but they don't realise that the field is cut. I think 70% is cut. So
sure.
I was delighted with how I played in the stroke play. I think I came 20th or something. So I had a few shots to spare. And then would have liked to go further in the match play. Came up against Lorna, who went on to get to the final, so makes me feel a little bit better. But
it was a great match. We were following you for that.
Yeah. So it's one of those things you can't be. I wasn't disappointed. Obviously I was disappointed, but I gave everything. It wasn't like played poorly or anything. So she played amazing that week, and I was delighted to see her kind of nearly go all the way. But
pushed to 17, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Nearly held a rake around 17 to continue the match, but I was hanging on, so I was happy. But yeah, that was amazing. The support, the members, I think half the pro shop came out. Everyone kind of met me on 12. Both rounds gave me some support in the stroke play.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, I know. I really, really appreciated everyone driving us up and down to the range, and everyone knew the Irish players and kind of knew you on a first name basis. So it was a bit of an up when you were in the buggy with the internationals.
Absolutely, but it's also probably really nice as well just to kind of see some familiar faces.
Definitely.
You know, I don't know if it does, but it might help make you feel a little bit more at ease.
Definitely, like you've been dropped to the range, you're a bit nervous, the weather looks awful, it's really windy, and then you're chatting to the caddy master on the way up. So he kind of chills you out a little bit. And yeah, everyone on the way to the first tee, it's definitely comforting for sure.
Yeah.
And then this week, so I think when you and I caught up last, you hadn't necessarily been announced or confirmed that you're in the field, but it's your third KPMG Women's Irish Open now.
Yeah.
At another kind of home-ish course for you. You're a member here.
Yeah.
Must be very exciting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure up until kind of last minute, and I'm delighted to get the invite. So huge thanks to Carton House, Forefront and KPMG. It's great to see so many amateurs. It's a super experience, as you said, my third. Unbelievable to get to play 3. I don't think many people can say that. And obviously to stay in my own bed as well is very cool. But yeah, I've been a member at Carton since 2016, I think it is. Played on their senior cup and senior foursomes team. Did quite well this year, got a pennant. So we were delighted because the ladies club is still kind of growing here. I can't be with them for the finals in Carlow this week. They're all traveling down, so wishing them luck. And the ladies have been so supportive here, and they'll all be up for the weekend supporting everyone. So yeah, great to get to play another one at home.
How much has the women's club grown over the 9 years now?
Yeah,
8 years that you've been there.
Yeah, it's a huge amount, and I think, as I said, I talk about the pennants because they're very performance based. That's probably me being the golfer again, but like we only had a senior cup team for maybe the last 3 or 4 years. So it was great to be part of that. We got to some kind of Leinster finals, which were huge achievements. And then this year, again, we got to the Senior Cup Leinster final, pipped there by Elm Park, very strong team. And then we were lucky enough to win the pennant for the senior foursome. So I think when you're involved in those matches, it shows that the standard within the club is very strong, and they're after winning the interclub there with the junior girls. So it's not just it's coming up through the roots. So it's very, very exciting. So they've put a lot of work in. Colin Cunningham, Brian Cunningham, Sinead Keane, the captain. So yeah, very exciting.
That's brilliant.
It sounds like it's great. Really good. You said there's a good few Irish girls in the field. There's 13 Irish in total between professional and amateur.
Yeah.
That must feel like a real home game.
It does. Like, as I said yesterday, we were kind of joking. It feels like we were practicing for an Irish close. Obviously, it's not the Irish, but like Aideen and Anna Bomber behind us, the three of us were playing together, and kind of everywhere you look, there's Irish players. So again, kind of that comfort factor. It was similar last year. Like, I was warming up on the putting green, you'd be chatting to Sarah and Beth, and we're wishing them well over in Sunningdale this week. But it's great to have so many Irish players. Even meeting them for lunch, things like that. Because it is intimidating walking in. Even though, if you remember here, I walked in the first day and I was like, oh my God, where do I go? So yeah, it's great to have so many Irish players.
And does that intimidation come from just like flags and the signage, or is it like we were talking about seeing Anna Van Dam on the range and like just being intimidated by what an athlete she is?
Yeah, like it's fun. I've literally been this is my local walk with the dog, and I walked around here and I've seen all the stands, and yet yesterday when I walked in with the bag, I was still terrified. I think it's just the players. They know what they're doing. They have their teams. They're quite serious.
It's probably a case of also that you're going to be inside the white picket fence.
Yeah, that's
100%. What I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of, I was walking around looking at it, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually inside it.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I suppose I have a bit of experience from the last two. The first year, I was kind of blown away by the spectacle, and I kind of had probably a big case of imposter syndrome. Last year, really enjoyed it and played quite well, and this year, I mean, I've no expectations, but the same thing, you're just going to have to enjoy it and kind of believe that you can play well, and try not to be too intimidated.
Of course. And just a quick one as well, with regards to your golf course, is there anything that you feel that, say for instance, the other players or any player playing the golf course should look out for?
We were kind of chatting about it. They've grown out the rough, and I suppose there's a huge advantage coming from the fairways, with spin control and things like that. To be honest, I think the golfers that have a bit of length might be at an advantage. Like Anne Van Dam, some of those bunkers aren't even in her on her yardage book. She's just going over them. So, but at the same time, the greens are fast, short game shots, things like that. And I suppose the back nine is definitely tricky. Some carries over water. So I suppose if you're a little bit longer and you're coming in with less club, like if people are coming in with hybrids, 5 irons versus maybe Anne Van Dam with her 7 iron or 8 iron, potentially a little bit easier. But look, it's kind of tricky to say. I think the rough is definitely penal. So
of course.
An accurate sort of straight golfer with good putting is definitely going to win.
Yeah, it's a good summation of it. You're playing the Pro-Am tomorrow.
Yes.
You're saying you got a nice and early start. What time are you at?
I'm at 8:40, so I'm playing with Seamus, the men's captain, and Anne McQuillan, the vice captain, I think she is. So really looking forward to that, and playing the front nine. So that'll be exciting.
Brilliant.
Nice to kind of get only one ball and kind of focus. I'll have Luke, my caddy, out tomorrow, so we'll be getting to grips with the course as well. So yeah, exciting.
Is there anyone from the professional side? So obviously we watch these players week in, week out on TV. Is there anyone that you're like, oof, I'd love to play around with them, or get a practice in with them, or even just kind of learn one or two things from that person?
Yeah, obviously Anne Van Dam is here, but you kind of watch in awe, and you're like, obviously you can learn some things, but there's only so much my biomechanics can get to. But I think like Leona, Georgia Hall, I can't wait to kind of see her, just see how they play the course, because I think we'd be kind of similar, all of the Irish girls lengthwise.
Sure.
So just see what they do differently, and those players.
Have you got your tee times yet for rounds 1 and 2?
Not yet.
What are you hoping for?
Yeah, do you like, what kind of
Tell us.
side of the
You know what, it's
draw do
tricky.
you like?
I think I had a mix. I had both tee times the last 2 years. I think maybe tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday. I wouldn't want too late. But you know what, I'll probably get late now and I'll be delighted. So I'm not too fussy. I haven't, like, the weather's so hard to predict here.
It's
I think you're going to
impossible.
have everything. So I don't think there's necessarily a good or a bad draw. Sometimes I think it's nice to maybe play around lunchtime. You can have your lunch and fuel up and go out and not be worried about eating sandwiches on the course. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Yeah.
What do you do to keep yourself fueled? Because this is a long walk, and it's a long walk, you're saying, from green to tee as well.
Yeah.
So, like, that all takes it out of you. Even like the walk up to 10.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a shuttle service taking you up if you're starting on 10.
Yeah.
But there's a good few walks between holes.
There is, yeah, and I think that sort of tea time about like 10:30, 11 means you play through lunch, so your bag has to be stocked. Yeah. And I suppose the adrenaline and the nerves, sometimes you just go into autopilot and you're thinking about the golf, and then suddenly you feel hungry, and that's a disaster because you're catching up. So yeah, like I probably bring nuts, proteins, things like that. Sometimes it's hard to eat large amounts when you're out there, so a lot of snacking, a lot of fruit as well. I find I love bananas on the golf course, but I won't touch them off because I'll go through like 3 or 4 rounds. So they'd be my go-tos, and I think we're spoiled here. I think we've snacks and stuff provided on the first and 10th, so yeah, I'll be rating them.
4 bananas in a round is huge.
Maybe not 3. I eat like through 3 definitely. I just find them very, very easy to, and they fuel you up. Yeah. Sometimes a sandwich is hard to get through.
Sure.
I couldn't think of anything worse now than eating a sandwich on a golf course myself. Banana, you
just throw the skin into a
cashew nuts, an apple, a banana here and there, and away you go.
Exactly, yeah. And hopefully a big breakfast or a big lunch before, so you don't need to worry about it.
Exactly. So what's your plans then for the next couple of hours? Practice wise?
Yeah, do a bit of practice. The girls are going to keep me informed as to their pace of play. Hopefully it's quick enough. So I'll go up, hopefully find a shuttle, meet them on 10, play the back 9. There's a few different tee options, and yesterday we only played on one of the tees, so a few extra shots to hit. Honestly, take it easy. Like, a lot of us know the course. It's very easy to overdo it, and you could be tired come Thursday. So just stick to the routine. I think we all have our routines from our tournaments, so we know what we're doing.
What does your practice look like then here? So is there anything you're particularly looking for or working on, or is it just a case of staying warm, staying loose?
On the range, honestly, trying to keep my eyes closed. I don't want to see where the ball's going. Once, like, keeping the body loose is the goal. And then the greens would be probably where I'd be looking the most. A lot of pace drills, because I was thrown by the greens yesterday. I think a few of us we were kind of expecting a little bit slower. So the greens would be where I'll spend most of my time. And honestly, if you notice, a lot of the girls will probably be there as well. They'll do a little bit on the range. But come probably Wednesday, Thursday, they won't be near the range for as long. They're just in kind of go mode. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then when it comes to like putting practice and the likes of that here, is that just like keeping the stroke steady, or trying to find pace of greens? Because I'm sure the pace of the putting green here, similar to the course.
Similar, yeah. We were looking at that yesterday. It's mainly pace. Like, I'll set up some tees. I'll go like maybe 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and just putt to the tees, and then do a little bit of short putting. So short putting, pace, and then maybe some kind of birdie chances, hopefully, working on that range. So nothing too technical. I kind of am allergic to technique for the week of a tournament.
That's fair. That's understandable. Today is not the day.
No,
what
you have is what you're going to have.
Massive swing change. That's what we're going to try to do
definitely
today.
not. Yeah.
No. Well, listen, good luck with practice today.
Thank you.
If you do play a match against the two ladies, good luck.
Yes, thank you.
I hope you win.
Thank you very much.
I can say that now because you're the only one here, but when they stop around, no loyalties whatsoever.
Thank you.
And good luck this week as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, guys. So I was on the golf course yesterday and joined Caria Gainer on the 18th hole as she showed us how you're going to play the final hole on Carton House tomorrow.
I'm here playing the 18th hole at the KPMG Irish Open. What was that? Yeah. I think just a smooth pitching wedge is good. It's not really hurting, I don't think. It will be hurting a touch because I'll be pissing it into the wind there on the left. Just start on the Fairmont in the in the back. Oh, just broke at the end.
So yep, that is Caria Gainer. She obviously won for the first time on the Ladies European Tour there last season. She's just coming back from a bit of a wrist injury. She said she had a little bit of a niggle there for the last eight or 9 months.
Nothing
Which,
worse.
I mean, from a golfer, she said that what the doctor told her that injury is called lynx wrist, which for a golfer is just not a medical term that you want to hear. So
Absolutely not.
Especially obviously just golfers just hitting their wrists off the turf repeatedly is less than ideal. But sure,
No.
what can you do? Just a quick reminder, guys, that obviously we are doing all these live streams, but today, tomorrow, we've been doing a number with AIG across the Irish amateur scene this year. If you guys can support us and subscribe to the YouTube channel, it means a lot. It means a huge amount to us. It means that we can go out, do these, and go to more tour events, go to more Irish amateur events, professional events, just like this here at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, and just showcase more golf for you guys and kind of talk to people like Kate Lanigan and get their stories and kind of get to know them a bit more and showcase what kind of wonderful talent we have. So if you could subscribe to this channel, that'd be great. And we're going to be back after this. We'll take a quick break because I'm going to go head down to the putting green, walk all the way up, talk to a few players, see what they're doing, and maybe pick up one or two things, and I can try and get rid of the high right miss a little bit. see if someone can save my golf swing.
You never know, Jonny. There's still hope.
Yeah,
Don't stress.
Yeah, back after this.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometer electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Welcome back after that short little ad break. We are now going to head over to Jonny, who is just down on the range, and hopefully we'll get a couple of tips from a couple of the players who are practicing. Who knows, we might be able to fix that slice from Jonny's golf game.
Thanks very much, Amy. Appreciate that. So yes, we are here. We're live in the driving range now. Live from the range has got mobile, which is great. Our first time this year. over here we can see Leona Maguire. She's warming up. We want to stay a safe distance away from her. She's getting dialed in. She's getting tuned in. She's got a practice round coming up. Just next to her here, we have one of Ireland's newest professional golfers, Annabelle Wilson. She's from Castle Rock Golf Club. She turned professional just this week. I might go over and have a quick word with Annabelle, see how she's doing. Annabelle, how are you? How are things? We're coming to you live. Live. How are things? Good to see you. Congratulations on the announcement. How the practice round's been going?
Course was good. Yeah, we had a great day yesterday. Drove up yesterday and then seen again today.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What time are you heading out?
2:10 off the back nine.
Okay, very good.
So looking forward to it.
Hopefully the weather conditions kind of stay good for you now.
Done a good job picking my time for sure. It was quite bad this morning.
Yeah, it was. We were getting set up and rain was playing a little bit of havoc.
No, definitely very lucky.
So exciting times ahead. You turn professional now. What are the immediate plans after this week?
Got a few tournaments lined up, and then Q school at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So busy couple of months for me.
Very good.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll leave you to it. Get to it. Good luck. We'll catch up with you properly.
Yes, good to see you.
Thanks very much. So Annabelle Wilson, just getting warmed up. We'll see who else is on the range here. We'll have a quick look. See what's going on. Laura Beveridge from Scotland. Husband Keel on the bag. How are you guys? How are things? Just keep on walking up, keep on working our way through the range. It's a busy range here now, obviously, as the weather's improved. The sun is out, which is fantastic. But hopefully it'll stay this way. A lot of afternoon tee times, a lot of afternoon practice rounds coming up. So everyone's just getting dialed in. The wind as well. This is the prevailing wind going out this way down the range. So first hole in the Carton House in the Amara course is going to be downwind, which means 18 is going to be playing into the wind, if that's the prevailing wind, if we have that on Sunday. We're going to make our way down here, just see who else is in the range, see who else we can bother, see who else we can hassle, learn one or two things from. The consistency of strike across all these players is incredible to see. It's just such a smooth tempo, very, very impressive. So if we bring her over here, we watched her already earlier on today. She played through the 50th hole. Also sponsored by Callaway, as we are. Good Callaway player right there. Love to see it. And Kim Mitro, one of our left-handed players. Her sister, Morgan, won in Switzerland earlier this year. She won at home. So we got 156 players in the field. Obviously, we all know 2 rounds cut after Friday, and then that cut is at 65 players plus ties. So there we have the hard-working Carton House team getting all the golf balls ready. Constant conveyor belt of it's very loud. Constant conveyor belt of balls getting picked up, washed, getting ready, and then brought out to the players. Harry there leading everything. And then the putting green over here. This is where a huge amount of the work is going to get done. As Kate Lanigan was talking about, this way you get dialed in, get your pace put in right. The greens and the green surrounds this week are going to be massive. So if you can control your distance put in, your speed put in, your lag put in, whatever you want to call it, this is going to be huge for you. You've got Diksha Degar getting ready over here. And then just over here, we have Georgia Hall just getting warmed up. AIG ambassador, as are we, which is great to see. She's getting dialed in. She's just got 5 tees pegged in around the hole, and she's working on foot puts, making sure she gets them all. Just simple routines to keep players engaged, keep them sharp, and just get them comfortable. And then over there, we have a wonderful Carton House. With this little bit of sun that's come out now, the house looks stunning. The spectator village is getting ready. It'll be buzzing from tomorrow onwards with spectators, with fans. Let's see who else we can see around the putting green here. So just hit. That's exactly what I'm about. Just working on distance put in. Perfect. Really crucial. Irish Open. For a number of players, these greens are big, but they have a number of different tiers to them. So even if you do make a green regulation, you got to be on the right side and make sure that if you do leave yourself a long putt, you leave in your par putts to tap in range. Amy, I'm going to throw it back to you, and we'll go join you guys back at base. We might take a quick break, and then we'll come back to you.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometre electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
So welcome back. Just after another ad break, we're going to head back over to Jonny, who is just over on the putting green, and he's got Georgia Hall in his sights.
Slightly mid-range, all of it, as you can see, is just like balls and far out of the hole, leaving too far. But giving yourself one, maybe two, still both up in pars, just to make it possible. Immediately when they keep it, she was right there from the bar. I wouldn't be surprised if she moves on, but as a number more coming in putting green. There she is, little one drill. Just target there. So George getting set up here, just hitting putts. Eight. I just want the ball through. The tees, make sure that the ball starting on. Said, see those gates. It's a little start line that keeps that. Good drill for the golfer. Just, hey, alignment, you put in, and then your I mean, I saw that one went to the hole. Everything there was set up correctly. The stroke was good, start time was good, pace was good. So we'll keep going with this. Keep this. Until she gets the 3. I guess the pace on that was just a little off, so just missed a little bit. For all amateurs, just set up a gate, a couple of feet, about 2 foot in front of where you're starting your putts. Make sure that you test your alignment, your pace, and all things you need to go. You stick the ball on the right line, you hit the ball to the gates. You know that is right, speed is right, and your start line is correct. So, over there for any golfers looking to improve their putting. There you go. If you want to look at a major winner, just do that. Just do that. You'll be grand. We're gonna move on a little. I think move around. See who else is out in the range. That over there, by the way, is the hospitality for by the 18th hole. That's we don't get in there. We haven't been invited in there yet. Yeah, we're not big time enough. Not big time enough to get into that hospitality. We'll be up here in the sports tent, hanging out with all the listeners, all the fans. The Grilla van still hasn't opened up yet. Devastated. Just going to move on up here, almost with one or two of the players, and just keep an eye on what's going on, what they're working on, and see if we can pick up anything, either a drill that they're working on, or anything that might just be able to help the highlight miss my own game. I'm being informed that there are a few club twirls. Someone is loving their golf game at the moment. Obviously, is this club twirls from Leona by any chance? Who's tour? That's Annabelle Wilson. Annabelle Wilson apparently is all the club twirls. She's full of confidence. Full of confidence. So we'll go over. We'll hang out with a friend of the podcast, Laura Beveridge. Laura hits a very strength of her game will be driving. She's very strong off the tee. So for my money, this is a course that should set up very nicely for her. We'll just hang out in the background. We can see that they're set up. They have the TrackMan getting their numbers. Just get out of them. Don't worry. What they say, precious for diamonds and tires. What has she got? So Laura's just working on 5 irons at the moment. Playing a little bit of a draw. Well, that one wasn't a draw. There we go. It's very nice. You can see the number of divots that are just being peppered across the front of the driving range. Just the amount of shots that these professionals and elite amateurs are hitting day in, day out, just to keep dialed, keep measured. Yeah, lovely. Really nice. Let's do another little walk. We'll see if we can nab anyone. If you can hear us with the second microphone, we'll try and grab one or two other players for a bit of a chat. Kate Lanigan, who we were obviously just talking to, she's now getting into her serious practice. Three wood in hand. And just over here is Amy Taylor, winner of the Italian Open earlier on this year. Another Callaway player. She's noticed the camera now, the little smirks there. A lot of players play a draw. I'd love to be able to play a draw that repeatable. A lot of draws being hit here, which is I'm very envious to see that. Okay, lovely. Very nice. All right, Amy, we might join you back in base now. We might head on back to you guys, and I'll debrief. Have a few notes, have a few things I picked up. I'm gonna try and see if Amy, as a PGA professional, can help me in my constant mission to try and get rid of the high right miss out of my golf game. So, Amy, back to you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jonny. I think as well, from what we can see from Jonny's display there on the range, with the likes of, Annabelle, we've got Amy on the range, Leona, it's such an incredible display of golf here at the KPMG Irish Women's Open. As previously mentioned, there has been a lot of club twirls. I think as well, over the next week, it's going to be an incredible display of golf, which I'm incredibly excited for, and I think everyone is excited also. There's over 150 players. It's very, very thrilling. And, I think Jonny as well, he mentioned there that, there's a couple of draws being hit. That seems to be the favourite shot there on the driving range you mentioned.
It does seem to be the shot shape of choice for a number of players. I kept Ian, the cameraman, out there because it's just it's like any kind of golf fan. You stand there and you're like, oh, I'm on microphone, I should be talking. That's a lovely shot there. Yeah, you're just watching these lovely little baby draws being hit by players on repeat.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Caria Gainer about that actually yesterday. She likes to see a little bit of a left to right flight in comparison, but she was saying that a lot of women on the tour, just because I guess stereotypically you get a little bit more distance out of a draw.
Absolutely, 100%.
So a lot of the players on tour would try and hit it right to left shot shape. Just to try and get that extra bit of carry. And I guess on a course like this, it's exactly what you need to be doing.
Absolutely, 100%. I think length is going to be the number one factor here, you know, over the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
I just keep getting more excited.
Yeah, and like especially now that the sun's coming out.
Absolutely, you can see people drying out their wet gear, which is a great sign.
Yeah, I'm gonna get sunburned.
You are. At least you tan. I'm as Irish as you can get.
With the amount of rain that we had, I was like, we're gonna be grand. I don't need to be putting sun cream on. My wife's gonna kill me. Gonna get home and she's like, I told you to put sun cream on. I'll be like, we got rained on for hours before this, and now all of a sudden, like,
I know we were quite unfortunate this morning, but I'm glad it was then and not now.
Yeah, very fortunate. I think is the way to look at it. Everything's working great. We got perfect weather. The winds even died down. The winds even cooperated.
I know.
Lawrence has never looked happier. behind the scenes, Lawrence is he's thrilled. Exactly. So yeah, like it's just great to see just all of the you can tell Leona's here because it's just the
an entourage.
And, like, I walked over with the camera and she just looked at me like, don't come near me. Like, don't come here. And she told me to walk over to Annabelle and have a chat with Anna, and I get to see her be like, don't come near me.
I know, I know.
You're like, look, honestly, I was getting that look from like nearly every player as well. They're like, I'm trying to work on something, trying to stay warm. I'm going out here in 15 minutes.
Of course.
Last thing I need is you idiots coming over and trying to distract
annoying
me.
them.
I know.
No, but hopefully we'll get time to maybe have a couple of moments with her over the next day or so.
Yeah, she's doing a press conference this afternoon. So we'll get to post a few questions to her, and we'll obviously play that as part of the show tomorrow. And it's always good to kind of get in front of Leona and have a little bit of a word with her and kind of see where she's at. Obviously, with this week being such a big week, but then also having Solheim Cup next week.
Yeah.
And also just after coming off the last major of the year, and such a massive major, like the AIG Women's Open at St Andrews in particular, like it was in Walton Heath last year. That was a very good event, and Walton Heath is lovely, but it's not St Andrews.
No, it's not. St Andrews is it's incredibly special. It's a home of golf.
I know.
You know what I mean? And there's just, I've not yet played it myself. Have you played it?
Not at all. I've threatened my wife for the trip, and I'm like, listen, we'll go to St Andrews, we'll go
bribe her.
And she was just like,
No,
we'll go. She's like, we'll go to Northern Scotland and maybe get good weather. But what am I going to do?
I know.
Walk around the golf courses, and obviously she has no interest in the game of golf.
Of course.
Which, to be fair, I don't blame her. Sometimes I have no interest in the game of golf either. It just wrecks my head.
It's what do they call that? Mixed feels when it comes to golf.
Love hate. Yeah.
Love hate. That's what I was really trying to say.
Yeah, and then it's great to see, like, we're talking about Annabelle Wilson, who's just turned professional. She's in the Bay, right next to Leona. It's cool to just, you must just absorb information just by being around like top players like that. And,
absolutely, 100%.
And you see everyone getting dialed, like watching Georgia Hall do that put-in drill.
Yeah,
I thought it was brilliant, and I mean, like, it's very funny. It's always very simple drills that these players do.
They always just revert back to, the simplistic ones that have the biggest reward, if that makes sense. It's nothing fancy. It's just stick a couple of tees in the ground and away you go.
You always half expect the solution to a bad shot or whatever to be like that tin cup kind of setup that he had when he was in the van and he had all the contraptions.
Yeah.
But didn't you just put down 3 tees?
But it's like what Kate Lanigan said, like the last thing you want to be doing is going through, a technical change.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just pace. And as well, considering the amount of players that were on the putting green, I think that tells us, how tricky the greens are going to be over the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got a text message from Amy Taylor, who we were stalking on the driving range for distance.
Creeping on.
She was just like, I'll come over to you. You're fine.
Brilliant.
I'll be there soon.
That's super.
It'd be great. Look, and obviously she's won this year on the Ladies European Tour. She won the Italian Open. So it's always great to get like a little bit of insight into her season.
100%.
Because it's been far from a straightforward journey from her as well. This is her second season on tour.
Yeah.
She had a pretty decent rookie season. Fell off maybe a little bit, but that was down to just a number of changes within her camp that non-golf related just coming in and impacting your golf game and your just golf life.
Absolutely. And see, when you've got as well stuff going on like in the background, unfortunately, I don't know what it is, but it always tends to come out on your golf game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, no matter how hard you try and compartmentalize, like I know I'm sure we can all speak.
It happens on at our own level as well. Like if you're, talking like, let's use an example, like you're rushing from work to go and play a round of golf, you still have, I don't know, emails you need to get back to, or phone calls you need to make, or
it's in the back of your mind,
or something you need to get done for work. It's in the back of your mind when we're playing our casual games of golf. So multiply that where the importance factor where this is your job, this is your income.
Absolutely.
If something's on the back of your mind, very quickly it comes to the forefront of your mind.
100%.
It really impacts everything. So it was great for her to come out the other side of that. Made some changes to her backroom team and got her win on the Italian Open. And I mean, everything that comes with it in terms of just, talk about job security. We've got another 2 seasons or a season and a half on the Ladies European Tour, where you don't need to worry about like order of merit, ranking points, getting through Q school, any of that stuff. That's all gone by the wayside now. So kind of like
there's some sort of a sense of ease there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's like you mentioned there, it's just one thing less to worry about. You know?
And that's the same thing for every player who's out there grinding on the range at the moment. Everyone's looking for that. You know, everyone's like, I'm 4 rounds away from changing my life and getting a win and freeing me up to do something that I'd otherwise be afraid to do. I was talking to Lily May Humphreys a little bit earlier this morning. She won the Joburg Open in her rookie year last season, and she was saying that she just has some technical changes she wanted to make in her golf swing, but just the off season is so short. In golf in general, but on the Ladies European Tour in particular,
it gives you such a short window for recovery. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And so to try and implement those changes.
Absolutely. So she was saying that getting that win basically just gave her the freedom to go, right, this 2023-4 season, or 24-5 season, 3-4 season, just gives her that little bit of extra time to try and make those changes when it comes to, like, club path, face to path that she's working on, that you ordinarily wouldn't get the opportunity to do if you had 5 weeks. She's given herself 5 months now, 6 months to really get it done and get it done right. And that's the type of thing that, like, a win, not only like the financial benefits that come with it, but just the freedom that it affords also. So everyone grinding here on the driving range is looking for their version of that and all of the rewards that come with it. So,
but these girls also, like, I've seen it from living abroad and where I've worked. They eat, sleep and breathe golf.
Georgia Hall getting ready to go head out in the practice round.
I just had like a proper fangirl moment there. I couldn't even speak. I'm so sorry.
That's because I'm no Western will play.
Yes, of course.
And it's funny, like, that's just the one thing that obviously everyone's kind of chasing now, is like, if I get a win here this week, huge for their career. The Irish Open, like we're saying, it's a massive and a very important event for a number of reasons.
It's so very highly well regarded.
Absolutely. And then there's just so much that comes with it. So,
absolutely.
I'm just trying to see who has our camera with at the moment. He's just watching Leona. And
he's in awe. I mean, I don't blame him. Like, let's be honest.
I'd be doing the exact same thing, to be fair. Right, what we might do is, so that we don't just sit here in silence, we might take one more quick break, and then we are going to be joined by Liam McCool, who is the Director of Golf here at Carton House, and then we're also going to be joined by Amy Taylor, who we just spoke about very briefly there. So she's going to give a better account of how her season's going, particularly this latter half now since her win. And we'll chat to you, Jen. We'll join you after the break.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometre electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf Stars, here.
Now I'm delighted to say that Amy Taylor, winner of the Italian Open this year, is back on the podcast and on the live show for the very first time. Amy, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and out in the sun, which is always a great...
Makes a change.
Rare. I'll tell you that. So we were huddled there and you were saying that you were out in the golf course during the rain. We were huddled there with all the camera equipment, all the tech. We're like, please don't get wet.
We had umbrellas up in the tent and everything.
Yeah, it was rough this morning.
Yeah. So you were saying that you played the back nine this morning. How's the course playing?
Yeah, it's lovely. Despite the rain this morning, the greens are great. They're really fast. I mean, we were playing links golf the last 2 weeks and the greens were a bit slower. So it's nice to come and have great greens. And yeah, it'll be a challenge out there.
For people that may not know your game in particular, could you explain your game and your strengths, where you're going to really try and attack the golf course this week?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest strength is probably my driving. I'm pretty straight. This golf course is quite wide open off the tee, so that doesn't necessarily feed into my strength. So I think really it's just taking advantage of my distance control on this golf course. The greens are quite receptive, so if we can get it close to the hole, it's then going to turn into a putting contest, and I think there'll be quite a few low scores out there.
So you're now practicing for the afternoon. What does practice routine look like for yourself? Obviously, a week of a tournament, we're not going through any kind of major changes here.
yeah, hopefully not. But no, I did about an hour on the putting green earlier. Most of that was green reading, kind of matching the speed and my line, just making sure everything matches up there, a bit of technique. And then I came to the range and just, working on the things you're always working on, just maintenance and making sure that when Thursday comes, we're ready to go and make some birdies.
You said that for the last 2 weeks you've been playing a bit of links golf. That means obviously you're over in St Andrews and playing Scottish beforehand. Playing an Open Championship at St Andrews must be a bucket list item.
Yeah, it was amazing. They set it up really nicely, and it was good to see people out there. The weather, I mean, it wasn't the kindest, but there were still lots of fans out there, and it was a great experience, and I learned a lot. So hopefully I'll be back there soon.
How have you been there since we saw you last? Obviously, got the win under your belts. It's been a busy few weeks, busy period for you.
Yeah, I've had a couple weeks off here and there, but overall it's been busy. This is kind of my last week of 4 weeks on the road. So I'm hoping for a strong finish, and then a couple weeks off on another 4 weeks on the road after this. So can't complain. Being busy is better than having no tournaments to play. So it's been great, and I love being in Ireland, so I'm excited to be here.
And it's 4 weeks the kind of the max that you'd like to do. Anything more than that? It's fatigue and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to rest when I can. My body is feeling tired, but there's facilities here on site that can help with that. There's physios, and they've got like an ice bath. I don't know if I will take advantage of
the
that.
ice bath is nice, so it's quite refreshing,
Okay.
I will say.
Okay. They had it last week too, but it was far too cold. Maybe when it heats up a bit out here, then maybe it's worth a trip to the ice bath. But yeah, right now I'm cold enough. So.
And is there anything in particular then, with you mentioning, you know, that your body is feeling tired and you are aware of that? Is there anything that you do to try and help yourself kind of feel a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, stretching is huge. It becomes a longer part of my routine, I would say. Yeah, I stretched yesterday evening, I've stretched this morning, I'll stretch this evening.
Yeah.
It's just trying to keep it as loose as possible. I'm booked in to see the physio later, just get a couple of bits worked on, like hands-on. So yeah, and that's all you can really do. And then when the tournament comes, just go. Don't think about it.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
And so you're saying you're off pretty early Thursday morning at 8:36 tea time, playing with friend of the program, Anna Foster.
Yeah.
That'll be a very fun group.
Yeah, no, should be really good. We've got Chiara Tambellini with us as well.
Okay, great.
She won earlier on tour,
Yeah.
so I'm sure Anna will
feature group.
Exactly. I'm sure Anna will bring a few people out there, so that'll be fun. I mean, last year the crowds were great, and especially when there's an Irish player involved, the fans love it. So hopefully there'll be a few out there, and yeah, always nice to get out early.
Have you managed to kind of explore much of the area now since you've got here, or do you try to just stay in the bubble of the golf, or what do you do for downtime?
I've been doing a little bit of exploring, not much. I'm staying in Dunboyne, like 10
That's
minutes
close
away.
enough. Yeah.
So I just
Lovely
walked
town.
into the town, had a little walk around yesterday. There's a few girls staying at the hotel, so I think we'll probably have like a dinner tonight, maybe walk around, and yeah, just try and see what you can without spending too much energy is kind of the goal. But yeah, don't know if I'll make it into Dublin. That might be a bit far, but
That's fair.
Avoid at all costs.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
It's not, unfortunately.
Are you a bit of a foodie then? Because I imagine going out trying different restaurants and different countries that you go to, that must be a pretty big part of it.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I love to eat.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, it's like all I look forward to
Yeah.
on the golf course. I'm like, I wonder what lunch is. But no, it should be really good. And yeah, I'm excited to see what Ireland has to offer in terms of food. What do you guys recommend trying?
Ooh. I think you
That's a
honestly, right?
really hard question.
It is, because I feel like Irish food just across the board is just...
It's generally seen as pretty bland.
Yeah.
Like people stereotypically will say like Irish food is
Like,
it is
I'd
what it
say
is.
the
Like-
most thing that I would miss when I'm away would be a carvery, like a Sunday roast.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
roast beef
yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. Say what, eating on site, the place Grilla.
Yeah.
They're getting the some
Yes.
amount of free ads. They do great toasties.
Okay.
Really, really good. So
Okay.
if you're looking for a quick bite to eat,
Yeah,
Grilla,
I've
very,
also
very
eyed
good
up the
toast.
donut place behind us.
Yeah, we're tactically
Yeah.
positioned right next to the donuts. So
It's also very dangerous to have it so close.
So I think when we were talking last, you had another pretty big event coming up. You had the Taylor Swift concert. Did you get to it in the end?
I did get to
I'm
it.
so
yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, I went with my sister, and yeah, I definitely won't forget it. And I wish I could go every night. But yeah, no, it was really good, and I was fortunate enough to get to go. So
Yeah, because you were meant to go. Was it the week after?
yeah, it was meant
After
to
the
be.
win.
Yeah, so
And then
yeah.
things changed.
Yeah,
for the
so
better.
I was meant to be going when it was the Scottish Open, but I managed to kind of change the dates around after my win. It became a little bit more difficult in a good way, but yeah.
Not a bad complaint.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the kind of concerts you
Exactly.
want.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
literally, like, the week before I'd won, I was like, no, I won't be playing the Scottish shit. I'm not going to get an invite. I won't be playing, so I'll go on this day for sure. Get rid of the other tickets. We'll be fine. And then I won, and I was like, I can't miss the Scottish Open.
Oh
So,
my God.
yeah, but I managed to go. So, I mean, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I would have been pretty disappointed. It was fun to see her live, and yeah, I'm a big fan of her. She's not a big fan of me, but she doesn't know who I am. But yeah,
Not yet.
I'm a big fan of her.
You don't know that.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, maybe
She
she
could be
does.
a massive fan of the golf.
Yeah, she loves. Maybe she's here this week actually.
You never know.
Yeah. So what was Scottish Open week like then? Obviously, swapping the tickets around, playing the events.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it was really good. It was my first LPGA event, so it was great to kind of compare my golf to some of the best players in the world. I got to, in the practice day, I played 5 holes with Lynn Grant and Rose Zhang, which was super
Wow.
cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they ended up going in
What a
because it was
group, yeah.
raining. I stayed out in the rain. They went in, but you know. But it was cool to just watch how they practice, how they prepare, what they're doing, comparing it to what I'm doing, seeing if there's anything like I can learn from them. And I think that's like the biggest thing you can do in a situation like that is just learn, because I mean they're some of the best in the game right now. So yeah, it was just interesting to see what they do, and yeah, it was a really good week, and it was tough in the wind. Yeah, I practiced a lot in the wind. I feel like I'm a good wind player. I definitely didn't play as well as I wanted to, both at the Scottish and the Open. I think I placed a bit too much of my focus on the wind, and kind of should have looked more at my processes and just played golf. I think you can get focused a bit too much on conditions sometimes, and at the end of the day, it is golf. So yeah, it was a good experience, and one that I learned a lot from.
You're talking about using those weeks as a way to compare.
Mm-hmm.
What do you learn, or what did you learn? Can you share?
Yeah, I think it's just the way they go about things, the way they handle adversity when it comes on the golf course. The Saturday after I missed the cut at the Scottish, I went out and I watched 9 holes of Lydia Ko, who obviously ended up winning the British Open and a gold medal. So she's doing pretty good. But when I watched her, she didn't actually play great. She was 2 over through the 9 holes I watched, and she ended up shooting 2 under that day.
Wow.
And it's just things like that, you know, when maybe you haven't brought your best game, but you can still grind out a score. It's learning how they kind of handle that when things aren't going their way. And she just looked so calm the whole way through, and I think you can learn a lot from someone like her.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what you were saying when you were on the podcast, that before you won, you thought you had to play perfect golf to win, but you just got to play good
Exactly.
enough.
Yeah. You've got to know what works for you and what your strengths are. And I think being able to watch other people play can only help you, and kind of be self-aware enough to see your weaknesses and learn from their strengths and see if you can kind of incorporate them all together.
Are you playing in the Pro-Am tomorrow?
I am, yeah.
Nice. What's the Pro-Am experience like for you? Because I'm sure you get everything. I do love Pro-Ams. This one's 9 holes, which is really nice. It kind of flies by a little bit, but I think it's nice for the amateurs because they get to see 2 different pros play, and I think it enhances their experience. Sure.
And it makes it an easier day for us just doing 9.
That's nice.
Yeah,
so 9 holes is sweet.
if we got a 4-round tournament, you don't really want to play 18 the day before. So
you don't.
9 holes is
Absolutely
enough. So yeah, it'll be good. I think I'm paired with some people from the KPMG. So
very nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, playing the front 9. So yeah, hopefully I can make some birdies for them.
Do you have any kind of stock talking points or questions that you kind of lean on just to get you through the first few holes?
I probably should. I don't know if I do. Usually just where do you play?
Sure.
And then golf just kind of takes over. And I played in a Pro-Am last week, and people were really interested in my golf, which is nice. But I'm actually more interested in their golf and hearing like kind of what led them to be there. But it's great. The people you get to meet, you meet all sorts of characters in Pro-Ams. You get people who are trying really hard and want to win, and then you get people who are just here for a good day, you know. They're here for the Guinness and that's it. But yeah, no, it'll be fun.
How do you strike that balance between, obviously, I guess, depending upon what kind of group you're in, some amateurs are in it really to win and to play very well, but at the same time it's a practice round for yourself. So how do you strike that balance between kind of helping them get the points, but also knowing like
that'd be tricky.
Yeah, I think it takes practice. I mean, the more you do it, the more you learn. But I mean, at the same time, it's similar to the golf course, like tournament days in terms of switching on, switching off. I mean, you can't be full concentration for 5 hours. So it's just practicing that, knowing when your concentration is fully on, and then switching that off in between and having a chat and, you know, telling them you're going to make birdie to help the team out, even if that's not your main focus.
Fair enough. Listen, I think we might let you get back to your practice, and then good luck to tomorrow in the pro-am. I hope you and the KPMG team do very well, but more importantly, best of luck this week, and enjoy that feature group with Chiara Tamberlini and Anna Foster. That's a great group.
Thank you so much.
Group.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, we actually sat down with Amy, as we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, and she spoke to us about how the KPMG Women's Irish Open was one of her favourite events of the year, and why the crowds really made that.
It's the best event on our schedule. The crowds that you get is just unbelievable. They definitely favour the Irish players, but we can let them off for that. But no, it was a great week, and I loved it. And I'm super excited to play it again this year.
So when you say it's one of the best events, obviously aside from the Aramco series and the majors, what is it that goes into, like, from a player's perspective, from your side, what makes a good event?
You know, it's just really well run. There's crowd control, which is needed, especially when you have Leonie Maguire there, like we did last year. A fun environment. They encourage people to come out. They encourage a lot of juniors to come out. And I love playing in front of, you know, young golfers. I think it's great because I've been there, aspiring to be someone playing in an event like that. So it's cool to be the player that I once aspired to be. And yeah, I mean, everyone seems so happy to be there, and they're so grateful that you're there and playing in their country. And I just loved the support, and I felt really like wanted as a player. So I think that's what makes it just such a great event. Oh, I've got goosebumps just like thinking back to last year. But no, it was just amazing to see that many people out watching women's golf, because aside from the majors, it doesn't really happen, especially in Europe. So yeah, to get the crowds that they do at the Irish it's really impressive.
Okay, so that was Amy Taylor. Always really, really nice to catch up with her.
Such a lovely girl.
Yeah, she's great.
Lovely,
really, really
lovely
nice.
girl.
Great outlook as well.
She does, yeah. She's very calm, cool, and collective.
Yeah,
you know, breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and just like her outlook on the game, and just what she's doing outside of golf as well. It's lovely. I mean, obviously a big Taylor Swift fan. I knew that before we had her on the podcast.
I'm so jealous she got tickets.
Yeah. So she got tickets. She bought them for like a few different dates and got them. Liam, you can come on in, don't worry. Our next guest is there trying to lurk in the background as if we can't see him. Yeah, sure. We'll tell that story in a moment. Liam, how is
Razzmatazz off.
That's it.
How you doing, Amy?
How are you?
Nice
to meet you. How are you?
See you again.
So, Liam McCool, busy week this week.
Yeah,
how are you?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really taking shape now. So, as you can see, I think it's a big plus to have everything in front of the house. So, very, very central. I think a few years ago, the Irish Open may have been down near the 18th in Monty.
Sure.
So it was quite divided. So
it was.
Yeah.
I was actually at that myself, and even that's one thing that I noticed myself walking in this morning, that it's all so central and it's convenient, which is obviously a massive draw as well to the public.
Yeah, and I mean, I think having the house in the background, I mean, I don't think you get a better venue.
No,
anywhere really.
It's beautiful.
It's cleared. It looks stunning. Like having the Spectator Village there, coming in, finishing touches being made to that.
Yeah.
But then it's just the house in the background looks fantastic.
Oh, it's a special place.
Beautiful.
And, I mean, really, obviously forecast for the weekend, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday's pretty good. So I think they're expecting, sales at the moment are 25% up on last year. So
brilliant.
Yeah, so hopefully 40,000 people will pass through the retail shop, maybe.
It's conveniently located right next to the entrance, so everyone will have to pass through it. You've been with Carton House for a little while now.
Yeah, just under 2 years now. Yeah. So.
And how's that been? Because I imagine pretty much once you came in, conversations maybe started pretty quickly around hosting a tour event.
Yeah, our owners are based in the States in Philadelphia, so look, it's great to have people who are deeply involved in golf and want to sort of promote the resort. It actually, about 18 months ago at the PGA show in Florida, that's where we had the first conversations with Kane from Forefront. And I think at that stage there was possibly 4 or 5 resorts who had showed an interest. So it took a few more cups of coffee and gradually we got here. But and I must say, look, Kane Lanigan from Forefront, they're great to work with. It made life very easy for us, and there's been a great relationship there. So hopefully moving forward we can grow it, really, to be honest. And really, as I say, the PGA show probably gave us a good insight into what was involved and the structures, behind the scenes and that. So onwards and upwards, and we're back here today, 18 months later. So
what is it about the Women's Irish Open, the KPMG Women's Irish Open in particular, that attracted you and the ownership? Because like you said, you've hosted the Men's Irish Open a number of times, a number of championships here have been hosted as well. Why the KPMG this year? Look,
obviously with the sort of the ladies' game growing, and obviously with Leona obviously at the forefront of that, and also it was a good opportunity to showcase the O'Meara course. Really, with the Irish Open being on the Monty course in the previous 3 occasions, I think the O'Meara is much more player friendly. It's probably the rough on Monty is sort of the width of rough in the Monty is about 80 yards between rough to rough.
Okay.
On the O'Meara, it's about 120 yards. So, and even from a corporate point of view, our stats have shown that the O'Meara has become a lot more popular the last 3 years. So, so it's a combination of obviously supporting ladies golf and at the same time promoting the O'Meara course. And I think the feedback from the players this last 24 hours has been great. So if we get the weather that we're promised, hopefully come Sunday evening we'll be all over the media. So as they say.
So, as you mentioned there, players have started to arrive over the last 24, 48 hours. You've seen, we'll say, some of the bigger names. Leona, obviously, she's just behind us.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Georgia Hall, who's major winner. She was in contention there in the hunt last week.
Yes.
Must be great to see that kind of a golfer and that kind of player coming in here now.
It's fantastic. Actually, it's hard to believe. I think I would have given Leona and Lisa a few lessons in the Sleeve Russell about 20 years ago. At that stage, they were about 3 foot 5.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. So obviously Lisa had the injury then, but the catch up with Leona this last few days has been great, and it's just gone from strength to strength. And hopefully this week she'll have a great week. So. And
she's such a brilliant ambassador for golf. And
brilliant, yeah.
As all of them are. 13 Irish in the field. I mean, from a venue perspective, that must be fantastic.
Absolutely. And obviously we have Kate Lanigan who plays here as well. Yeah. And to see all the leading amateurs coming through and really giving them a foundation to go on from strength to strength is great. And to be part of that journey is, you can be very proud when you look back at it. So,
yeah. And then tomorrow's probably the busiest day of the week for yourself.
Tomorrow's a big operation, 47 teams.
Wow.
So we start at 7:30 in the morning, goes through to 9:20, and then the second tee time is 12:20 to 2:10, I think it is.
Okay.
The range opens at 5:45, so no sleep tonight.
It'll be worth it in the long run.
Yeah, look, it's a great event. I suppose logistically, the 10th tee, it's about 400 yards away from here, so transport's sort of key factor. So we'll have a team sort of on standby all day, really. But look, as I say, it's great to have the amateurs as well who support the Pro-Am and help the prize fund. And again, there's quite a few celebrities playing as well, so quite a few rugby ones.
Can you name a few? Because I know there's a couple of rugby players are ambassadors for Carton House.
Yeah, we have James Lowe is a brand ambassador for us. Josh van der Flair is playing. I'd say probably half the Irish team are playing tomorrow. So it's obviously
they
a
all
rest
love
day.
their golf though as well.
Love their golf, don't they?
They're all off on a Wednesday normally, so it's pretty good.
Then just logistically, you're saying 47 teams, getting everyone out, and then getting people back and forth to the 10th. But also then you've got the professionals who are playing. It's a 9-9 split.
That's right, yeah.
So you need to also take into account getting the pros back from the 9th green back here so they can get their practice or do whatever else it is.
Yeah.
How big is the team from your side for
From
that?
our side, the transport team, probably looking between 12 and 16 people to cover the full day.
Wow.
As you said, with 47 teams, that's 94 professionals. And it's fine. Look, we have it well planned. It'll work out well. And as I say, it's nice to have those headaches to look forward to and hopefully pull it all off.
Are you going to get out and play yourself?
Yeah, I think I'm playing last out tomorrow. So
very nice. So you'll have everyone else shuttled out and
all the hard work done, and then the
then.
easy part's playing. Then
fair play.
But no, we're looking forward to it. It's and then obviously we have a barbecue tomorrow evening as well, so the presentation, and there's a lot of sort of meetings taking place this week, a lot of dinners and that. So and it's a great week for networking, and as I said, hopefully moving forward, you never know next year where it might go again. So
absolutely,
who knows what doors it'll open.
Exactly.
Wasn't it? We don't want to take up too much of your time. It's a busy week, and maybe you should get a little bit of sleep ahead of
no. Look, as I say, it's a great complaint to have. We have a great team here, and we've probably over 350 staff in the hotel, so everybody's looking to play their part, and it's great everybody's bought into it, so that's sort of an important part for us.
It's 350 staff, and then I imagine members, you got volunteers as well?
Yeah, we have over 250 volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a massive team.
Yeah, it's a big team. But look, it's, as I mentioned there, from transport to each individual hole, to score keepers. There's lots of stuff going on, so all good.
Very good. Well, listen, thank you very much for coming on.
Not at all. Delighted to be part of it, and best wishes for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. And listen, good luck this week.
Best of luck.
Thanks a million.
Enjoy it. I hope. It might be a little suspect if your team goes and wins.
You never know. If I pick the first prize, you never know.
Listen, we're going to take a quick ad break, but before we do that, just a reminder that all of the Bogey Men's coverage from the KPMG Women's Irish Open is brought to you by Sports Direct. They're a proud premium partner at this year's KPMG Women's Irish Open at Carton House, and we'll be back to you after this break.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf stars here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometre electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf stars here.
So there we go. We were chatting away with Liam after that, and time ran away on us a little bit.
It did, didn't it?
It's a great week, and I'm even talking about the pro-am there, having like a number of like the combination of celebrities and these professional athletes coming together to play golf. It's a fascinating aspect of golf as a sport that is unique to golf as well. Like you don't get that in football or rugby or whatever.
Absolutely. There's a really nice, what I'm kind of sensing from it, there's a really nice camaraderie. You know what I mean? Especially with the pro-am as well itself. I think that would be brilliant.
Yeah, it'll be super. The range is kind of quieting down a little bit, but I think will we head out onto the range? How does that work? We getting the thumbs up from the production team? We are indeed, right. Tell you what we'll do. To make this a little bit more seamless, we're going to take one more ad break, and then we'll be back to you, and you'll next see me on the putting green. How's that? We'll try and talk to a few players. I've been told my mic setup the last time wasn't quite up to scratch, so we'll do it right this time. Take two.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Because your toes need sand in between them. Because this rendezvous needs Paris. And this silence needs to be heard. Because your senses need to travel. We've pushed the boundaries with a 527-kilometre electric range. The new Peugeot all-electric E3008. It's pleasure powered.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct. Golf starts here.
Welcome back again. After that little ad break, we are going to head back over to Jonny, who has just gone onto the range, in the hope that we'll catch some players just before they go out and play their practice round.
Yep. So I have Mo Folk, who is just getting ready here. She's just enamored by something there on her phone. Again, Leona has not left her bay there for pretty much the entirety of our entire broadcast. She's been just grinding away. She's there at the TrackMan. She's just working away, but she looks to be having fun. She's enjoying herself, smiling away there, having a bit of crack. She sees that there's also an RTE News, the two cameras out here. One of us a little bit more professional than the other. I'll let you make the decision as to who that is as we move on. We're going to move up the range a little bit here. How's it going? Hey, Mark, how are you? And then, yeah, last few stragglers working away on the driving range here. Everyone just getting dialed in. We'll just keep on working our way up here. You can see Harry. Harry, come on over here. Have a quick chat with us. How are you doing? How are things?
Great. All going so very well so far.
How-
Very busy here on the range, which is good to see everybody out.
Yeah, the weather's playing ball for the most part as well, which is nice.
It'd be great if you got this the next few days. I think this will really bring the crowds out, and if we got Leona maybe in the mix come Sunday, would make it all that bit sweeter.
Yeah, she's working there. She hasn't left that driving bay for the entire duration of our show now. She's been there for a couple of hours. How's it been from your side? Obviously, yourself and the team, you're flat out by the hardest working guys here this week.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of excitement here this week. I mean, it's the first televised event we've ever had in O'Meara, which is going to be great to see it on the big screen and a great field. So everything else is settling in nicely, which is good.
Will you get a chance to get out and go course, follow any groups?
I'm mainly going to be here on the range this week, which is good. So you get to see their preparation into before the rounds, which is going to be great to see. So I might sneak out every now and then to see them.
Who have you been kind of particularly keen to see? I mean, we're taking Leona out of it because that's a given. So we'll take Leona and we'll take Georgia out of it because I mean they're probably the two biggest names. Outside of that, who's been a delight to watch and who's been good fun to watch?
Well, any of them that I've been dealing with have all been very pleasant so far, which is great. But Anne Van Dam has probably been one of the most impressive to see hit a ball on the range. She's certainly sending it right down the back, sending the lads out to collect it a little bit longer. But
the hand pickers out to the long grass, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. But all very impressive. A lot of Olympians here, which is pretty cool to see, you know. Some of them you might not be over familiar with, but definitely look out for them in the future. So yeah, it's good.
Listen, we'll let you get back to it. Thank you very much. Thanks for the chat. Appreciate that. So Harry and his team are basically just keeping the driving range running and humming as nicely as it is. You can see here the turf is lovely. The actual bays themselves are being used up, divots flying everywhere, but they'll come back out now. They'll clean all that up. They'll have the range looking perfect for tomorrow morning or this afternoon as more players come out and begin to work on things after they come back in from their practice rounds. But let's keep on moving. Let's see who else we can grab and see if we can talk to one or two players, one or two of these Olympians that we've been told about. We saw, as we were to Liam McCool, Ursula Wikström, one of the Ladies European Tour stalwarts, heading out for her practice rounds. We spent a good bit of time with her last year as well, which was lovely. She's everyone's great on the Ladies European Tour. I'd say they're all very forthcoming with their time, sharing stories, chatting to us on the live shows, which is lovely. It's a nice experience. I'm desperately trying to think of something entertaining and engaging to tell you guys, but there you go. I got nothing so far. We're going to loiter around here. We have Georgia. We are going to quickly just loiter down here. If you come on down here, we can see Georgia Hall. So she's hunkered down. She's on the complete opposite end of the driving range to Leona, which is I don't know if it's by design or if it's just coincidence. I'm going to say, to stir up a little bit of drama, I'm going to say it's by design. The two probably biggest contenders for this championship could not be further apart on this practice bay. Tell you what, whilst George is sending text messages, let's go into the actual golf ball hut, the noisiest part of the driving range. Harry, talk us through what goes on here.
So we obviously have the balls at the ready, all brand new Pro V1s for the guys.
Just gonna take one or two of these.
Yeah, of course. We have to do a
stock
count now on when they're being returned. So the guys, you can see they're collecting balls at the moment, so it's pretty constant. We have somebody out there the whole time collecting balls, and then they bring them back in. We have a ball washer out here and get them ready then for the players.
Okay.
Yeah.
How quick is a ball washer in terms of like getting balls picked up?
It's a bit of a process. So the guys will do 10 or 15 minutes, come back in, get them washed, go back out 10 or 15 minutes, but it's pretty much all day long to keep them ready for everybody. But we have 300 dozen here this week, so we need to keep them stocked up so the players can get them whenever they need.
Here, lower level maths, 300 dozen is how many?
You know the answer to that one.
Yeah. You guys watching. You guys know that answer. We're not gonna insult you guys by making you do that maths. And I said I'm lower level maths, and I don't know that.
I definitely don't. We have calculators for a reason.
Very good. But listen, we'll leave you to it. Serious operation going on in here. Fair play.
Thank you.
Right, we'll move on back over to Georgia here now. So she's off the phone. She's doing her little bit of work. So here we go. So it's Georgia. We're following her there for a while on the putting green as she was working through that alignment and speed drill. She's just, I'm going to say she's hitting a 7 iron. She's definitely hitting an iron, but we'll say it's a 7 just for my own entertainment. And there it is again. We were talking about the draws, just like stock shot, little draw. Okay, she's definitely hitting a 7 iron because I went 150 yards, so probably talking like an 8 or 9 iron. Amy, can you tell me there what you think Georgia hits 150 yards?
Okay.
Eight iron. Okay, yeah. See, this is why we got the PGA Professional on the broadcast to correct me when I'm blatantly wrong. Yeah. She's got Team GB Olympics bag there as well. That's very cool. It's a little bit of a flex as well. It's very impressive. I'm just looking around the putting green over here. So over here we have not got Carolyn Headwell, which I thought it was incorrect. We'll head on over here, so we'll watch from a distance as our very there in the orange just runs through his going through that pace putting drill.
Drills.
Yeah, it seems to be like regardless of what different setups might be, everyone's working on a variation of pace drills. Some people have those putting mats and putting mirrors out. The others go for straightforward, pop a tee down, go back 12 feet, and hit the putt. Tell you what we'll do. We're going to head over to the chipping green. We'll go a little bit further. We're going to venture further out over to the chipping green. we're going to walk around the white picket fence. Very well guarded. So we've got to walk all the long way around and go over to the chipping green. So we've got a few people who are just working on their approach play. So just kind of, they're giving themselves 5 or 6 yards short of the green. A few people with uphill chips. And then just working on speed control. So over the back, what we'll do is we'll go to Megan McLaren, former Solheim Cup Ladies European Tour winner. We'll head over to her first, have a chat with her. Her father is the director of golf in Port Stewart Golf Club. So she was actually over there for a couple of days this week. Where do you want to go? Do you go that way? That way. We got this way. Her father is the director of golf club in Port Stewart. So she was there for a couple of days because she wasn't playing in the Open. So she went there for a bit of a practice round. We'll go around the long way, so out of everybody's way. I'm actually incorrect. Megan's just leaving the range. So what we'll do, after all this talk about her, let's just go watch Anne Van Dam for a while. I'll see if I have the courage to go up to her and have a chat. Let's see how this goes.
Her swing is just so perfect.
We'll approach from a safe distance, firstly, and just watch just really, really simple movement as she goes to a few different kind of setups. Starting off on the short grass there, dropping a couple. And she's just kind of recreate a couple of different real life scenarios here, kind of say short-sighted chips, trying to get the ball up in the air as quickly as possible, and then trying to just make the ball stop. Because the big thing that I've noticed when talking to a number of players is that with the rough here, it is very long. It's very juicy. It's grabby. So players are struggling to get a bit of spin, particularly out of the rough green side here. So trying to get the golf ball up in the air as fast as possible and trying to get it up. And so what she's doing is she's just playing 2 or 3 chips to different pins. So not much is changing for her movement at all, but it's lovely and fluid. It's so fluid, just straight arms back, straight arms forward. As a man who's very yippy with his own chips, this is envious. I watch on enviously. I will be watching the stream back, just this segment on repeat. Oof, nearly holds it. There you go. And it's so fast. She just steps up, looks at it, and nearly holds the last 4 chips in a row. There you go. You can kind of see that the big difference there for the longer chips is that she's just slightly longer backswing and slightly longer follow through. Everything else just stays the same. Tell you what, I can commentate on this real well. Actually doing it is very different. You know those like inflatable clown balloon things outside like car dealerships with the arms waving? That's what I feel like my chipping is like. The complete opposite to Anne Van Dam's movement. That's my chipping kind of in a sentence. you can see why she's one of the names that really just has been repeated throughout whoever we talk to, whether it's myself and Amy, or whether it's Harry there from Carton House, or even sure Kate Lanigan and Anna Foster. Everyone's talking about just how much of an athlete Anne van Dam is, and whether it's short game or the long game, she's just very, very impressive to watch. Yeah, it's just the same move off of like tighter lies, off of longer lies. Yeah, I could be incorrect with that. Is what I'm saying right here, or am I just like giving the worst advice possible and I should never look at doing my PGA?
I don't know if I would go down the PGA route, but I think, your explanation of her is fantastic, in my opinion. I definitely think, even just watching Anne van Dam herself, she's known for, her precision and her confident approach. And I think it's going to be very much evident over the next couple of days. Like, even just watching her hit a couple of chips there, like, it's just impeccable. Like, you can't fault a thing, her technique stayed the same, which was good to see. And, the length of her swing then was the only thing that really changed. And, I think as well, the girls, by just manipulating ball position over the next couple of days, I think that's where it will really help them, play different shots into the greens, obviously weather depending also.
Yeah, well, it seems that we obviously scared her off. She hit a few chips, saw that we were there, and then she was like, "I'm out of here. I'm not performing for these guys in the camera anymore." But if we look over here, I imagine she's a very shy individual. If we look over here, Maria Hernandez, who, if anyone's been following the Ladies European Tour for the last couple of years, resurgence is probably the incorrect word, but she has gone through a seriously drastic, we'll say, increase in form. Wouldn't be a big hitter of the golf ball by any means, but her approach play has been, I've been told by a number of players, is impeccable. She just puts it on a dime from about 160, 180 yards and in. And then, as we'll see here now, her short game is meant to be absolutely brilliant as well. So we might just come back around the other side and just watch her movement here from this side. Again, she's just Maria Hernandez, just interesting, just working on a bit of momentum, it seems, there, bringing a bucket of balls kind of just back and forth. It looks to me that she's got, I'll say, a 50, 58, 60 degree, like it's high loft the club. Playing lovely little bump and runs though. She's been flighting them lovely and just letting them roll up toward the hole. Again, just real smooth, straight arms, back, forth. Complete opposite to my movement, It's always good to see. I just lack upper body rotation. I just lack any kind of rotation at all, really. Yeah, it's just, and again, she just steps up, hits it. Maybe takes one practice swing just to find a feeling, but there you go. Same as what we were saying with Am Van Dam. Backswing just gets a little bit longer for a slightly longer chip, but nothing else changes. Ball flight obviously a little bit higher, but not even looking at where they're going.
I think the big thing now this week is going to be definitely, you know, having a couple of different shots in the bag. You know, being able to play the bump and runs, whether you need a high lofted club or, you know, that lower lofted club. I think the girls are going to have to be a little bit creative over the next couple of days, and as well, especially with the size of the greens too, you know.
Yeah, so when I was walking around with Greg there for her practice round yesterday, she was saying that the big thing that'll dictate what kind of shot that they play will be essentially the just where they're missing. So you can see here just off that green there, in a little bit of a hollow. That grass is very, very, very thick. So she's saying that she'll be playing that a bit more like a bunker shot. So just kind of just commit to speed and just playing it, yeah, pretty much just like a bunker shot. Whereas missing on the right hand side or the right side of greens will be massive for just getting up and down, saving power. What we've seen here, we've seen players just manipulate a couple of different shots, whether they're higher shots or just those bump and runs like Amy was talking about. But we'll see now. I'm going to try and see if the player comes in and just puts himself into that position and see how they play it, because a couple of different players that I followed found themselves in positions like that, and that's where they kind of struggled. A lot of them were kind of leaving themselves still in the rough. They weren't committing to hitting the golf ball and just committing with a bit of speed to it. They're just kind of obviously afraid of catching it and just releasing and flying across the green. But it's those kind of tricky greenside positions that will really dictate the winner and the losers for this week. You can see there now Caddy is just dropping down these little discs. So as they're playing the practice rounds, the Ladies European Tour don't identify where the pin positions are going to be over the 4 days. So it's up to the caddies and to the players to not guess, because they'll have a pretty good idea where pins will be for the most part, but they'll put those little discs down, and then the caddies will throw those discs down to the green, and then the players will chip to them, they'll put to them. So that's exactly what's going on here. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will just start making our way back. I found a side gate, so faster route back to base. So what we'll do is we'll see if we know any friends of the pod, anyone that we recognize, have a chat with them, see what they're working on, and then we'll come back to Amy, and then that might be it for today's program. But we've got a lot more planned for tomorrow. I think we've got about 8 guests coming on the live show tomorrow, so it'll be a very, very busy one for us all. Same time again, we'll be live a little bit later, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock is the plan for the broadcast tomorrow.
think just to draw some attention back to Leona, like just kind of observing her and watching her practice over the last maybe 10-15 minutes, like she's gone through everything. She's played from different lies, she's played from downhill, uphill, side slopes. It's honestly, it's fantastic to watch. She's got a massive team around her also. We've also got RTE there as well, just kind of zoning in on her.
The enemy. Did you mention an RTE?
I'm sorry. But yeah, she's absolutely, she seems to be pretty confident and comfortable here on the range. She's pretty zoned in.
It's a different level and different caliber of practice, isn't it? Like you're saying, she's the only one that's been putting herself onto side slopes, down slopes. Everyone else has just been flat
absolutely
lies,
100%. She's the only one that I've seen that's kind of gone and experienced different lies, you know. So it's quite interesting to watch. Like I could just sit here now and watch her all day long and I would be happy as Larry.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I think from tomorrow onwards, when the doors open for spectators again, that's exactly what people will be doing. People will come here, they're standing by the fence, they'll be just watching Leona. They'll just sit there watching her, because I mean there's something envious about watching someone hit a golf ball like that and practice and play the way that she does.
Absolutely.
She's a different caliber, and that's pretty plain to see, which is lovely from an Irish perspective.
100%, and I'm sure I have no doubt that she'll rip it up now over the next couple of days, you know. I don't want to speak too soon.
Yeah, she's going over to have a quick chat with RTE now. We'll just loiter in the background. What we'll do is we'll get out of there. We'll go over this way. We'll just get out of RTE's way. The real media.
Who else can you see there on the driving range, Jonny? Is Anne Van Dam still on the short game area?
Yeah, well, no, Anne Van Dam, she saw that we were kind of lurking from a distance, and she went to the driving range. I thought it would have. She might issue a restraining order if the two of us were to follow her over to the driving range with the camera. So no, look, that's kind of, this is the duties that come with being the top ranked Irish player in the field, being the inspiration for so many of the other Irish that are in the field. Is like Leon Maguire. She was the first person that RTE has come over to. She is the only person that RTE are going to talk to this week, and that's an added pressure and an added element to this tournament that only Leona will have to deal with.
Of course,
Georgia Hall, major winner, she's not going to have this kind of pressure, and it's just, this is all the noise and the circus that comes with coming home to play your national open, and she handles it so well.
She does. She's very how would you say, she's very composed, you know. She's not letting it distract her. Like, again, like I mentioned to you, like I've not been staring at her in like a creepy way, but I've definitely been encapsulated by her, and she is so in the zone. I can't even put it into words, you know.
Yeah, no, it's very impressive. Just the level of detail. Like, she's definitely been here the longest on the range out of anyone. She's just been working away on every aspect of the game, and then to do that, I'm sure she's tired. I'm sure she's hungry. She wants to probably just go in and have a bite to eat.
Of course.
She maybe goes out in the afternoon. But Leona's going to be one of the few people tomorrow who's going to play 18 holes in her practice round, because obviously, just as we're saying, another aspect that comes with being Leona Maguire is that your sponsors and partners want to, you know, spend time with you, spend a bit of their media time, their pay time with you. So she has 9 holes with KPMG and 9 holes with BMW tomorrow. So she's one of only a handful of players who will actually be playing 18 holes. So she may not go out on the golf course. She may just walk it. She may, and just to get used to it and just to see it a little bit better. But again, there's a golf course that she knows very well.
But it also, I think as well, there's a benefit to that. It kind of gives her, you know, an opportunity to see the course within an 18-hole perspective, if that makes sense. unlike the rest who would be playing 9 holes maybe, you know. So it kind of gives her a little bit of an added advantage, I would say.
It definitely does. It definitely does. She turned and ran after concluding the interview with RT.
Did she?
She saw us and she was like, absolutely not.
Oh,
which I don't
no.
And we didn't ask as well. We didn't ask. She's got enough going on. She's, as you're saying, incredibly busy. She has 101 things going on, and then she's got to go off tournament to try
and
and
I'd
win.
say there's 101
to
people looking to chat to her like us as well.
Yeah, very true, very true. Right, we're going to head back over to you in the base.
Super.
We'll see you soon. We can see you there. It's like camera inception over here. There we go.
Oh, there you are. I
Look.
was like, why is Lawrence pointing? What am I not doing?
Right. Okay, so as we were saying, this is probably it for today's broadcast. What we'll do is, Amy, if you turn around here, we're going to show Lawrence as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so that is going to be it for today's Live from the Range. Thank you very much for watching. Weather held, which is nice.
Thank
I actually
God.
got sunburned. I absolutely got sunburned. I can feel it already. Sure, what can you do? We're going to be live again, same time, 11:30 tomorrow, 11:30 to 2:30, 3 o'clock. Depends on. Yeah, exactly. 3 hours. 11:30 to 2:30. Bang on. Look at us professionals that we are. One last thank you to Sports Direct, who have been a proud supporter of ours for the last few years, and they're a proud premium partner of the KPMG Women's Irish Open here at Carton House. We'll be back to you tomorrow at 11:30 with plenty more guests. We're going to have Lauren Walsh, we're going to have Olivia Mahaffey, we have plenty more guests on the live show
So
tomorrow. So make sure to
exciting.
tune in. Yeah, it'll be
I
great.
can't
Talk with
wait.
the 13 Irish. We're going to have a good few of them on the live show. So very excited for it.
The Bogey Men, live from the range at the KPMG Women's Irish Open, is brought to you by Sports Direct Golf Stars here.